The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. And you see things, and what you see, it's nightmare. And when you see it, you can't help it. It's there. It's everywhere. It's not right. Well, good evening. So you've come to speak with your boy Twitch to get news from the city. It seems Destiny and Eleanor and Jackie had them a little night on the town. Went to go see a play. Now, plays aren't really my thing, so I can't tell you what they watched because I didn't care. But I will tell you, they ran into a little Miss Thea, who apparently has a history with Eleanor. Now, I'm not sure what this young ministry said, but I do know that it seemed to upset Jackie and Destiny. Now, I'm sure the way that this little ministry kindred left her cabaret is not going to cause problems in the future. I also heard that Marcel was seen outside of Roscoe's bookstore, and they had a private talk of some sort. Marcel came out with a book made of flesh. I mean, if anyone is going to like a book made of flesh, definitely would be someone from the ministry. Finally, I happened to see that Lamar was out and about with Damien, of all people. Now, I know the sheriff doesn't like him, but they did have a nice long talk. And my ears tell me they discussed a blood hunt. Happened to be on one Gino Manatelli, formerly of D.C., and sheriff to Prince Vitel, now located here in Chicago. A little bit of wisdom from your boy Twitch. If you have a blood hunt called on you, don't come to Camarilla Cities. That's just not smart. And then I happened to see the coterie pop in at Red Number 5, where I guess you could call it ministry night, because Jackie met with a Luke, And while Luke did not come out of that meeting looking pleasant, he had a gleam in his eye that I'm sure the young lady he was with wasn't going to pay for later. I also noticed that the coterie went to speak with Prince Kevin Jackson, the prince himself, of all people. I didn't bother to hear what they talked about because, honestly, I don't find him that interesting. Doesn't seem to do much compared to some others around here. And then to finish off the evening, as they were leaving, seems our daughter of Malcav ran into, well, Jason Newberry, son, as he's called. Don't let his charming demeanor fool you. There is a monster hiding beneath his eyes. One that sickens even me. And I am well old enough to have seen much in my days. I wonder what he's up to. I guess we'll have to find out another time, won't we? It's your boy Twitch. We'll be talking. And then, they put it in the water and it's in everything, man. But that's what makes you see. And without it, you can't see. But when you do... Welcome to McStabber Studios, Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Rylyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat. And tonight I'm playing Jacqueline Duran of Clan Ventru.
And I'm Lady Merowith, and I am playing Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
I am the Lifesaber, also known as Mandy. I am playing Destiny Star Jones, Clan Tosferatu, Kaitif.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
I'm Gavin, and I'm playing Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And tonight we actually have an additional player that will be joining us at the table, but you will see them revealed at the dramatically appropriate time, of course, when we were last with this coterie. Well, you had some issues at the beginning of it with Milena at the club, but actually you went to your party and Thea was at the club, at the cabaret, which caused a bit of a stink.
How about I summarize? We went to a play, and then we went to the cabaret, and that's where Milena was.
Yeah,
that's where Thea was.
And Lamar got word from Damien that he's supposed to, murder Mr. Gino Manatelli if he sees him again. He's obligated, as are every other kindred in the city. Now, after the little bit at the club, or the cabaret, you went to a club. Red Number 5 was the big event. Spent a bit of time there. Destiny insulted an anarch. Lamar threatened an anarch. Jackie threatened a Luke. This was a night of threats now, wasn't it? You met with the prince of all people. And then as you were leaving, Eleanor, you got to see your primogen again. Now, we're going to pick up these events a few nights later, of course. And in this particular case, as I recall, Lamar had said that he was needing to speak to Jackie privately about a matter. So I believe that's the first scene of the evening. And I will let Jackie and Lamar set the scene, and I turn it to them.
Jackie has just finished a performance on stage and noticed Lamar was in the crowd and was expecting him, so she has gone backstage to her office to make herself decent, of course, and then had Etienne escort Lamar to her office.
Etienne, of course, comes up to you, Lamar. Mr. Cade.
Evening, Etienne. Glad to see you again.
Good to see you. Jacqueline is ready for you in her office.
Excellent. And Lamar will follow Etienne back.
And after he takes you back there, of course, he takes up his normal station, which is at the end of the hallway leading to the offices, where he tends to be a fixture if Jackie is present. And I will turn it back again to you two.
Oh, welcome, Lamar. Come in. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you for seeing me again on such short notice. By the way, I absolutely loved the act on the stage.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll just leave it at that. And he comes in and decides to sit on down.
So there was something you wanted to mention to me.
Yes, and it's nothing dramatic. Because you're a woman of culture, I need a little help with something. I need to learn about art, and I need to do it discreetly.
Oh, you are in luck. I happen to know a decent bit about art.
Excellent. Now, are you willing to teach is the next question.
What is the purpose?
Trying to round out my knowledge. I mean, I'd like to surprise some people one of these nights and actually know what I'm talking about when I talk about MC Escher, because I realized I kind of used that incorrectly when we dealt with that guy the other day. And now no one said anything.
Yes,
and
I do think we were actually thinking of Jackson Pollock.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am happy to do some education with you to improve your cultural references and your witty retorts. That is not a major issue. I mean, I know we do things for each other all the time, and this is something I am actually very passionate about, and I'm happy to share it with you.
That's awesome. Just one small thing.
What's that?
Destiny cannot know.
You two, I swear. It's fine. It'll be our little secret.
All right, that works for me.
And something I mentioned the other night on our way to Red Number 5, there was an individual that was at this establishment the night that Destiny, Eleanor, and I went to see our play on last Tuesday night, last week. And name is Thea McCrane.
Thea McCrane. All right. Did
She's
she
a
start
problem.
trouble?
She didn't necessarily start trouble, but she certainly insulted Destiny. She seems to also associate with anarchs quite, at least for partying, because she claimed an anarch by the name of Joseph Kerr had called Destiny a ratty rose.
Did she do that to Destiny's face?
Yes, she did. I was very proud of Destiny. Destiny kept her cool in my establishment. But needless to say, I was very displeased and began underhandedly insulting her in retort. So she ended up leaving because she and Eleanor have a history. Eleanor informed me that she is ministry or Setite. They can rebrand all they want. They're still the fucking snakes.
Yeah.
Basically, this woman tried to mess with someone important to Eleanor. And Eleanor didn't stand for it.
Yeah, she shouldn't.
Exactly.
Do we need to have a talk with this Thea, or do we need to talk
Just be aware of her.
Okay.
Just be aware. I believe she will not be a problem at this location because I pretty much ensured she felt unwanted, unneeded, and definitely unwelcome.
Okay.
But just be aware in case she happens to pop up again. That she may be a problem for later.
She's already on my shit list.
Thank you.
All right, then we'll keep an eye out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we need to be aware of in the meantime? Roscoe tell you any more about this buddy of his?
No, nothing. So
okay.
I guess we will wait and see. But yeah, no, at this point, I think everything's okay. I handled some things and it's pretty level right now.
Okay.
That's how I like it.
Oh, one other thing. In the event that something happens to me, there's going to be someone that comes to see you maybe within a couple of nights of it happening, and they'll have some information for you. After what happened to Jonathan, I'd like to make sure that there's no lapse time between, I want to make sure that my assets end up in the right place, at least some of them. There's some things that I don't want going back to the clan, so to speak. So, like I said, someone will come and give you that information in the event it's confirmed that I'm no longer on this side of the coil.
Lamar, thank you for your trust.
I need someone who gets shit done. And you get shit done.
Thank you. I am incredibly flattered. I will definitely be respectful of that if it were to happen. However, I'd prefer that not happen.
Me too, but...
You have something going on? You need my assistance?
Well, this business with Gino Manatelli, in case it happens that I see him again before someone else takes him out, I remember what Damien said, and...
No, if you see him again before Damien takes him out, you call Damien.
And I'd love to do that. However, sometimes time does. You don't have the luxury of time.
If he can't get there quick enough, you call us. Do not take him alone. I'm familiar with the man. Do not take him alone.
All right, fair enough.
He is a very hard to kill Ventru.
All right, then I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Lamar, your phone buzzes in your pocket.
I'm sorry, I need to...
Please.
You got a text come in just now. Text says, that guy you were looking for, we just saw him heading up in a warehouse on South Side. Want us to follow him?
He hands the phone to Jackie.
I look at it.
And you can see the text. Some of my guys are actually watching out for Manatelli in case he happens to be in the area. And that might be him. Can you text back, follow but at a distance, so that I don't mess this up?
Certainly. And I will text back, follow but at a distance.
Okay.
Exactly as he said. So that it is his tone.
He gets back just a K.
Okay.
All right, I got to go supervise this, but like you said, my next call is to you-know-who.
Call Damien. And if it's obviously not a priority to him, you call us.
Got it. I'm going to leave right now.
Lamar, know that if need be, I have assets I can call in.
All right, good. Then I'm going to see how the situation develops. I mean, he could be gone by the time I get there. I'll see how the situation develops. I will get back to you either way.
Perfect.
As Lamar exits to go and get down there and check the situation and find out what he's got to do. Lamar, you actually run past Milena coming in as you were heading out. She actually looks at you. Lamar.
Yeah, Milena, right?
Yes. Is Jackie in?
She is. I'm going to let Etienne's her guy, so you definitely want to speak to him.
Well, I was just checking, but thank you.
Right.
And she appears to be in a bit of a hurry as she steps back to the back room, over to Etienne. And Etienne comes and knocks on the door. Ma'am, Milena's here.
Oh, please let her in.
Yes, ma'am. And he comes back in about 30 seconds later and opens the door for her to come in, and he shuts it behind himself and stations up. And Milena tonight she looks a little more frazzled than you're used to.
Milena, what is the problem, dear?
I've got a bit of a problem that I need help with, and I'm hoping I can call the favors you owe me. You can help out. It's
well, considering
sensitive.
I owe you two, it must be pretty important.
Yes, it's it's a sensitive issue. I've got a friend that I need to get out of the city, but I need to get her out of the city in a way that nobody notices she's leaving. From what she's telling me, she's caused an issue and may be on the radar of some government agencies.
Oh, shit. Melina. Wow. Okay.
She's a thin blood, okay? And I know
is she able to get her appearance changed?
I mean, kind of, but not really. I mean, I don't know of any way to I mean, we can do some makeup job. We can put wigs on her and all that stuff.
Okay, perfect.
She's a thin blood. And you know how Jackson will deal with this problem. He'll just eliminate her.
Calm your nerves. I can help you. I am going to have to certainly negotiate some deals with people to accomplish it discreetly. But we can consider ourselves even.
That'd be great. I mean, I hate coming to you with this because, I mean, I wasn't sure if you could help, but I mean,
I just happen to know some people.
I just know if I go to anybody else in the city, I don't know who's gonna help them get out or who's just gonna, turn her over to Alexa.
No. This person came to you because they realized they screwed up.
She's been in my employ for a while.
I understand. I would want to protect those under my wing as well. Yes. Get me, I know you are capable of doing this. Get me appropriate photos for identification papers.
Okay.
With new appearance. I can make arrangements with some individuals to get papers that will pass checks.
Okay. That'll help with that.
And I can arrange for transport.
I was about to say, because even with papers, I don't want to put her through the airport because
no,
she's being flagged by that. And then, she would just drive out on her own, but the Goblin roads.
I can get her out.
What's it? I mean, I think that we'll call this even for sure, but any idea of the time frame?
Get me the photos I need for identification.
I can get those to you later tonight.
Perfect.
We've got the photos from her badge from some of the places she was working.
Then I will let you know how long it will take once I talk to my people.
Okay. I'll just tell her to keep laying low, I guess.
Do you have somewhere secure for her?
She's been doing a good job hiding on her own, but I got a couple bolt holes I can probably stick
Put her in a bolt hole. Provide sustenance for what she needs. Keep her isolated until I can get her out.
And I know you're not going to tell anybody about this, but just seriously, this is...
Melina, you came to me in privacy and confidence, seeking assistance.
I know I'm taking a risk here, but... I mean...
I will do this for you.
Thank you.
What is her name?
It's Olivia.
Olivia. Okay. Let her know she will have a new name.
Okay, I will. She's smart on the uptake. She should be able to figure it out.
Okay. Yep. Get me the photographs I need. I will get in touch with my people.
Okay, I'll if you're not here, I'll have it dropped off here at the cabaret. I can probably have them by morning.
That's perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Absolutely, Melina.
I'm going to go and let her know. Yeah, I'll have the papers for you. You've got the number to call me once you figure it all out, but I'll have the photos and everything for you here.
Absolutely.
And she gets up and leaves. And now Real quick, let me flash to Lamar. What is Lamar doing as he left the club?
As soon as he's in the car, he is calling the record label.
Okay.
And he will leave a message with the secretary or
the one who seems to answer the phones?
Yes. Hey, this is Lamar. Can you let Damien know that the promoter from DC that stiffed the last band is here in town, and I think he can collect the money tonight if he's up for it.
And that call, it's about 5 minutes before you get a phone call back. Lamar, so you found that promoter from DC we were looking for?
I have good intel on where he's hanging out tonight, and I can get you an address.
You have eyes on him yet to make sure?
I'm on my way to confirm. I will be heading to that address right now.
I'm going to organize some people. We're going to gather. Considering you're calling me and telling me this, I know it's Southside. We're going to, not too close, but I'm going to gather up some people and give us about an hour. Watch him.
Got it.
And I'll be in contact so we can collect this debt.
Excellent. Then I'll go ahead and just make sure that he stays put.
I figured you tried to collect the debt on your own, but I guess I've heard rumors.
You know what? I want to make sure that this is a team effort.
Well, I've heard rumors about this one. He's real good at avoiding debt collection.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him.
Will do.
We'll be there. Call you in an hour.
Got it.
Okay. And Damien comes off the phone. Now you're driving to Southside. We're going to flash over here real quick, though, to Destiny. Tonight you were meeting with Sandy, weren't you?
I was. Yeah.
And you come right by the Tesla dealer again, and she's on the corner again. She brightens up a bit when she sees you.
Sandy.
Hey, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And she leads it. He's getting kind of mad that you keep. He calls it monopolizing my time, and I tried to tell him what you're paying. But he's.
I pay you every time.
Yeah, I know. He's in a mood.
What kind of mood?
She looks. He goes, "Can we talk somewhere else?"
Let's go.
He'll assume we're going to eat when he sees me walk off with you because he knows I'll have his money. And
is he going to try to follow us if we go to our diner?
Yeah, he follows every time, but he just doesn't stop us or interfere. But yeah, he follows us every time.
Okay. Where do you think we should go then? Should we still go and eat?
Yeah,
or
we'll
do you
go
want
eat.
to go somewhere else?
We can just talk at the table. She doesn't come in, so I know he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Okay, let's go then.
You go and find a nice, dark and quiet restaurant this time. And when you sit down, she gets a relieved look on her face. He's been angry lately.
Has he taken the anger out on you?
Yeah.
What has he done? Are you okay?
I'm okay. He doesn't leave marks.
That doesn't mean you're okay.
I know. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't leave marks. Says it devalues the merchandise. I know I don't have a right to ask you this, but do you know anybody that can take care of him?
I know a few people.
Some of our talks made me think you might. He's not going to let me go, and I know he won't. The only way to get out from under it is he's going to have to.
I won't let him hurt you again.
He's going to try to hurt you.
He can try. I'd like to see him try, actually.
We always talk like this, and you strike me. I mean, you don't look like that much, but you don't seem to. Everyone else is intimidated by him, but you seem to think he's nothing.
It's because he is nothing, Sandy. You are worth so much more than what he makes you work for. Look, I have a friend and she knows people. Here, I have some business cards and I'll reach into my bag and grab out the business cards and hand them over to Sandy.
And she looks at him. I assume these are the ones that Jackie had given you.
Yes.
He's definitely not going to like seeing me with this.
He won't see you with it.
He's going to check when I leave tonight. He always checks to make sure I'm not hiding money from him.
Where does he usually watch from?
Well, normally wherever we are, he finds an alley nearby or across the street and just watches to see when we come out the door.
Does he have any drugs on him tonight?
I don't know if he does or not. Maybe.
Okay.
Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It all depends on if his runners are around or whether he's got them doing something else at night. Why? You thinking of doing something yourself?
Oh.
I mean, the way you're talking, are you going to call somebody? You can call somebody and get him taken care of tonight?
Don't worry. Just, you don't need to worry about what's going to happen to him. I'm going to go make some calls. I don't know if anything's going to happen tonight. Can you, will you order us some dessert first?
Sure.
And then pick our entree second, okay?
Okay, that's odd, but yeah, sure. I mean,
what do you mean that's odd? You've never had dessert first?
No, we loved it.
It's opposite
that's just
day.
Opposite. Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
I figured out what you like by now. You kind of lava cake.
If there's something that you would like better, then go ahead. You can order that.
Well, I mean, you're paying, but I mean, you have let me pick a lot of things. I'll figure something out.
We're friends now, Sandy, aren't we?
Not according to him.
Sandy, according to you,
I'd like
are
to
we
be
friends?
I'd like to be friends. I'd like to do this where I don't feel, you're buying me to go to dinner.
I'd like to be friends too. The only reason why I buy you to go to dinner is because he wouldn't let you go otherwise. I've considered you to be a friend since our first date.
You told me you reminded me of that. You said her name was Tiffany.
Yeah, you remind me so much of Tiffany. And she was my best friend growing up. I haven't heard from her in forever, and I have heard from you. So
I hope we can be friends if he can be dealt with. I'm not even going to say his name, just him.
Let me go I've got to make a couple phone calls, all right? One I had to make beforehand anyway.
Okay.
Well, you order that. Maybe order some drinks first and then ask them to bring the dessert out in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
Okay. And where does Destiny go?
Oh, I go straight out and look for alleys to find this motherfucker.
Okay. Before we cut back to Jackie, let's have you, Destiny, roll Wits streetwise to work. Wits, let's see. Wits stealth work as well. It's a question of whether you're thinking in terms of the street part or how to stay hidden while you're doing it. So
urban survival?
That works very well, actually. One success.
I'm willpowering that.
I would say one success on 7 dice is Steve Perry levels are rolling.
How many do I reroll for willpower?
You can roll up to 3. And in this case, since you have a lot of them that need to be rolled, you roll all 3.
Okay.
That puts you up to 3 successes. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Now we're going to flash back over to Jackie. Jackie, what were you doing after this?
After Melina left, I have grabbed an attaché case because I have compiled a report of the very minimal information I was able to obtain on missing neonates in this city, ready to deliver it to a contact to make sure it gets to the Justicar I report to.
Okay.
So, because I had planned on, after my performance tonight, making a little trip out to a biker bar.
Okay. So you're going to get Etienne to take you out to, I remembered the name of it, now I've forgotten.
I want to say it's Doc's or
Yep, Doc Holliday's,
Doc
actually.
Holliday's,
Yes,
yeah.
Doc Holliday's Saloon, which is a biker bar just on the outskirts of
because
Chicago.
I have to wait to contact my cobbler until I get the identification photos.
Yep. So that's where you're heading. So Etienne's driving you out to Doc Holliday's.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to flash while you're driving out there over to Lamar. Lamar, you arrive in the South Side. And I know you're more than competent enough not to just drive right up to where you're told. You meet some of your boys.
Yeah, he told him to meet him about a block over at the cleaners. And before he gets out, he puts on his black gloves. He will make sure he's armed, and then he will go in to check with his boys.
Okay.
See what they've got for him.
Yep. Tyrone's waiting for you over there, and he went in the building. We ain't seen him come out. We saw a couple guys going earlier. 3 dudes, suits.
Were they with him, or did they come? Did they show
came
up
after
later?
him. He went in first, and they showed up in a damn black Crown Vic and went in there with him.
All right, any of them? Are any of them outside on watch?
No, we've got. I mean, like you said, we're watching him. We got guys. We let the block know. Just keep an eye to see if he comes out another way. But we ain't seen anyone come out yet.
Okay. I need that Crown Vic and whatever vehicle he showed up in, if it's around here. I need the tires. I need the air out of the tires. I don't want them splitting.
Okay.
If they're getting out of here, they're getting out of here on foot. How long has it? I look and just see how long it took me to get there.
About 30
versus
minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So still maybe 30 minutes out with Damien. All right. Rest of you, fan out. Do not come in unless I give you the signal. I've got you all.
I mean, if you want him down, man, we can just roll up on him.
Not in this case. I'm going to take the lead on this. So I want all you to fall back. Make sure make sure no cops roll up around here in the near future. And Tyrone, he finds Jackie's number in his phone, and I want you to text this number, tell him working on it right now. Got some people showing up to help.
I still don't know why you always want one of us to text for you. I mean, it's not like your fingerprints already don't get on it when it's whatever, man. You the boss. I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm the boss. So go ahead and handle that.
And
Thanks.
he texts up and lets Jackie know.
All right. Let the air out of those tires, fan out.
Okay. We'll do that. And it's this is the building he's talking about is one of the smaller warehouses. As far as you know, it's empty. Now, you also know that some people have gone in there to do some deals more than once. Matter of fact, some of your people use it, slip in there and sell. But as far as you're aware, none of your people were doing anything in there.
So Lamar's going to at least, he's going to go to the building and see if Gino's meeting somebody, if he's got like backup in there, if heaven forbid Killian happened to show up tonight for some reason. Okay.
What do you want to roll to sneak up to get close and try to keep an eye on it? I'll let you tell me what you think you want to roll for this one.
Lamar's gonna take the stealthy approach. So yeah, like I mean Dex plus stealth or Wits plus stealth.
You go Dex or Wits, depending whether you're trying to just be ultra quiet or use your wits to think about how you're going to walk so that you don't get,
He's going to take. He's actually going to take an entrance into the building that maybe people don't know about unless they've been through it a couple of times. Like someone who's only been there once or twice isn't going to know about the service.
Well, you do know
entrance.
that you guys do keep one of the fire escapes well oiled so it doesn't make a lot of noise. and it leads up to one of the windows that is, it's broken in one section. That's how you check to make sure nobody's in it before you go in to do some deals.
Okay. Then Lamar will do that, and he will also use Shadow Cloak to ensure that
To hide you?
to hide me. Use the
Okay.
shadows to the best of his ability.
You just kind of draw the shadows a bit around you. It doesn't create new shadows. But what it really does is makes the shadows around you seem thicker, darker, and more sinister in nature as you slip up this back way, peek into this building. And you would not believe it if you didn't see it for your own eyes. Gino is sitting in the center of this room at a table with 3 other guys. And they're playing poker.
Playing poker. Does Lamar recognize any of these other guys?
Nope. You've not
one
seen
that-
them before. But this is the oddest damn thing, and you have no idea what the hell, why they're playing poker in this particular building. But Gino and 3 others are playing poker.
Okay. Do they have any like guards around them, or is it just
No
him and
guards,
these-
but there is a number of firearms on the table. See a Thompson 45, M3, 2 of them are on the table, and 2, you can't tell, but they're semi-automatic pistols of some kind.
Now, do they appear to be playing for the guns, or
Nope,
are they
there's
playing
chips and everything and money on the table. Actually, it's not chips. There's a large amount of cash on the table.
All right. Lamar's going to watch them. From where he is, would he know if his voice carries like? Because he wants to kind of like let Damien know that they're.
I'd say
playing
that,
poker.
I mean, it's far enough up that as long as you're not standing right by the window, if you edge to the side so you're not by the hole in the window, you shouldn't be able to hear you any more than he could, the cars that pass by out front and everything else, all the normal noises.
Okay. You make sure his phone is on silent.
Okay.
And he'll dial Damien's number.
Okay.
And then
You got a number because it called you.
Yeah, he'll dial Damien's number.
Right.
And then are they playing and are they like super focused? They're super focused. Are they laughing and
It's
joking?
funny you say that. One of them keeps looking at his watch, but other than that one who keeps looking at his watch, the rest of them seem to be pretty focused on the game.
All right. When if he hears Damien's voice, or just some.
Yep, Damien's like, "What's up, Lamar? Got him? You see him?"
Confirmed. They're playing poker.
What? Wait, what the fuck is this shit? They're playing poker. You said they're in a warehouse.
Yeah. And then 3 other guys are playing poker.
Arrogant motherfuckers. I mean, what kind of stupid shit fucking can be that arrogant to sit there with a blood hunt set in the middle of damn... We're on the way. We're about... Shit. I've had 15 minutes. We'll be there.
Got it.
Wow.
And then...
If you're going to participate in the fight, you'll know when it starts. Trust me.
Got it. And Lamar will hang up, and he's going to watch them and make sure that the game doesn't suddenly end.
And it is the damnedest thing. They are literally sitting there playing poker like they don't have a care in the world. Though you are convinced whoever keeps looking at his watch is looking because they're waiting for somebody.
Okay.
And now we're going to flash back to Destiny a minute here. Let's get some Destiny in here.
I am looking at the street to see what alleys are around to see if I can find the pimp.
Okay. Now, you slip in an alley or 2 here. 3 successes. You do find him. Takes you about 15 minutes because you're trying not to be seen. So you're basically going alley to alley without walking the main parts of the street. But you find him across the street. You're at the far end of the alley from him, but he's not looking your way at all. He seems to be watching the restaurant. But it's
Okay.
him. Big, muscle-bound, braided out.
I'm going to walk up behind him and tap him on the shoulder.
Okay, so this one you're going to roll to walk up behind him. That is a definite dex stealth roll. That is definitely dex stealth.
One success.
You tied. Now, in the case of ties always go in the favor of the kindred. So, in this particular case, you manage to walk right up behind him. He don't even see you. You hear him mumbling, "Damn bitch, she's still sitting. She better get the money, goddammit. We'll roll her ass at this point."
Excuse me.
And when you talk, he whirls around. And as he's turning around, you see his hand instinctively dip inside of his jacket. What the fuck you doing out here?
You told me that you were going to get me some drugs. I was just coming out to try to see
No.
if you had any.
That bitch tell you I'm watching out here?
Well, yeah, because I wanted to know where I could get the drugs
she gonna pay
from.
tonight. She been getting a little mouthy, and I think it's your fault. I think you're a bad influence on her.
I'm sorry. I just came out here to try to get drugs from you. And I've been paying her for her time every night.
Yeah, you've been paying for it, but she's been getting mouthy. She getting a little bit too bold. And I think the problem was you. It started when she met you. So.
Is that what you think?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have the drugs or do you not? Got money for it. I'll pay double.
What do you want? I got X.
You've got it on you?
No, I got meth on me. You don't look like the meth head type.
Not a meth head type, no, sorry.
And he pulls out a little baggie, and it's got a little, little bit of crystal meth in the bottom of it. Just give it a try.
I'll take the baggie out of his hand.
Okay.
And I'll hold it up, look at it. Does it look like meth?
Oh, yeah. Destiny has had enough time on the street. And given her particular taste, it's meth.
Okay. I am going to look him straight in the eyes after I grab the little bag of meth.
Okay.
I'm going to smile at him. Turn around. I'm using compel to get him to turn around.
And you're looking at him. He's looking right at the bag and watching you when you say it. So as a kind, he does not get a save against it because he doesn't know you can do this. So he just kind of looks in and he just turns his back to you.
Okay. I'm going to reach down into my boot and grab my knife out.
Okay.
It's going straight in his kidney.
Okay. Now you will roll. You can roll either strength melee or dex melee. It's up to you. He has one success. He cannot roll against you at all. He only gets one success because you've got his back undefending. So as long as you get at least one, you've got to hit him.
3 successes.
Okay.
And as I sink it into his kidney, I'm going to go up to his ear and I'm going to say, you are not going to be rolling her tonight or any other night ever again. Do you hear me?
And the first thing is that knife goes in. You hear him gasp. And he cries out. Unfortunately, in this particular neighborhood, nobody gives a shit. You did 2 was your margin, plus 3 for the large hunting knife, because it's not a switchblade. It's bigger than a switchblade. So you did 5 damage, which to a mortal is lethal, not superficial.
Mm-hmm.
And his cry is only for a few seconds before you feel him slumping down. And as he slips to the ground, the last thing you see on his face is a look of fear. It's a mix of fear and surprise. Surprise that he just got stabbed, and fear that it was you. Anything you're going to do before he finishes his last breath?
I am going to lean down and I'm going to take the baggie of meth that he had. I'm going to open it up and empty the contents into his mouth, just straight up.
Okay.
This is for everybody that you ever got addicted to this fucking shit. And then I'm going to twist the knife. Stand up.
He cries out one more time. And then the life fades from his eyes. With a mouthful of meth, he's trying to spit it out, but you got him good enough that that blade went deeper than his kidney. It drove pretty damn deep. Especially considering you're shorter than him. It was driven upwards. And now we're going to flash back to Jackie. Jackie, you have arrived. Doc Holiday's. Etienne doesn't bat an eye. He's taken you here before. Ma'am, you want me to wait in the car as usual?
Certainly. I should be out shortly. It shouldn't take too long.
Yes, ma'am.
And I grab the attaché case, get out of the car since he's holding the door for me, and walk in.
When you walk in, it's definitely the biker bar. Haze of smoke, even in an era where people aren't supposed to smoke in bars, they don't give a shit. Doc, as always, is behind the bar.
I smile at him as I go in.
And you've been here a couple times now, and apparently word's gotten around. That you see a couple people like they're going to say something, and then somebody else elbows them one.
And whoever elbowed, I just wink at and smile. I walk up to Doc and say, "Can I get a beer tonight, Doc?"
I'm sure. It's funny. He's in the back tonight.
Perfect.
He's actually here. He just got here a couple minutes ago. I don't know how long he plans to stay, but...
Well, I shouldn't keep him too long, but my timing seems to be impeccable.
Yeah, normally you either get here shortly after he leaves or, a couple hours before he shows up. So...
Well, it is very fortuitous that I arrived
I'll get
when
you
I did.
beer.
Thank you.
And he grabs you, MGD, because that's
It's fine. I'm not going to actually drink
Yeah.
it. And I slip a 50 on the bar for him, as I always
and he
do.
just, as always, just smoothly pockets it.
And I walked into the back.
And when you go into the back area, it's the back room where the alcohol's kept. Tyrus is actually there, looking gruff. And his leathers, bandana pulled back. Looks like he definitely just got in off the road. And he's actually talking to Dredd. And both of them turn to look at you when you come in.
And they see Jackie in a leather jacket, a gold sequin corset, and a leather skirt with a thigh-high slit and leather knee-high boots.
And Dredd kind of looks appreciatively at you. And Tyrus, head on out. I'll talk to her.
Dredd, pleasure to see you again.
Jackie, good to see you. Nadine says, nice club there. And Tyrus goes, don't you let her hear you call her that.
Nitro is such a joy.
Yeah, she said she's been popping in to you all's place.
Yeah, she has been.
And Tyrus goes, Dredd, I said get out.
He ruins all our fun, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does that. I'll talk to you later. Maybe I'll stop in the club some point.
Beautiful. I look forward to it.
Yep.
And
Tyrus, I'll be out in the front room when you're done. Tyrus doesn't even say a word, waits for you to come over.
Okay.
And now, we're going to stop right there. We got a lot of scenes I'm juggling right here. I want to go back to, be ready for this. Because yours is going to be finished, the full one. We're going to finish two of these scenes now, I think. Destiny, let's go to yours. Because I want to finish this scene totally. You come back to... What do you do after you leave him there dead? Do you just leave him there?
No, I'm going to go through and I'm going to make it look like he was mugged and robbed blind. So I'm going to take any
money?
personal belongings he has, any money, all of the drugs off of him. Everything's going into my bag.
Okay. And you take his money, put it all in the bag.
His
and
cell
just
phone,
leave the body
everything.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Just leave him there bleeding out. What do you do with the knife? There's the big question. What do you do with the knife?
I clean it on his clothing, rub the blood right off, use it just to get it nice and shiny clean. It goes back in my boot.
Okay. And you return to the restaurant?
I return to the restaurant.
Okay. And when you return to the restaurant, she's sitting there with 2 lava cakes. Because I really didn't like them before. But
You didn't like lot with Sandy.
Not until I met you. I'd never had them before I met you, but now that I've had them, it's pretty good.
I made some phone calls. I tried to go and see where he was, and I couldn't find him. So
That's odd.
maybe he didn't follow tonight.
That's weird. But enough of this talk. Let's talk about better things.
Yeah. Tell me about your childhood.
And she starts to tell you about the time they spent together. And you spend a good night. Now, before we go to the end, at the end of the night, what do you do when it comes to Sandy?
I make sure that she has the business cards.
Okay.
Sandy, do you want me to bring you back to the corner, or do you want me to take you? Where do you want to go tonight?
I mean, I'm supposed to go back on the corner, but don't really want to.
Okay.
I mean, do you know how long it's going to take care of him? Because
I don't know how long these things take. I'm sorry. I have connections, but I don't really know how long it's going to take. I know some people at a drug clinic that is more than happy to take people in that are wayward. I know that you don't really do drugs yourself, but if you go and just tell them that you need some help, they'll take you in. Tell them that Destiny sent you. You can stay there for the night.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to say I have something, but I don't even have anything. I mean, some clothes I don't give a shit about because, yeah. Okay,
Right, well,
I'll do that.
After you call that number on that business card, and once we know that asshole's no longer going to be making me pay to spend time with you, why don't we go shopping and we'll get you some nice things?
Well, that would be nice. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
All right. So the address for
she actually gives you a phone number.
She gives me a phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I store it into my phone.
It's not mine. It's a friend of mine that I know that, because I don't have a phone, but she can pass you a message.
Okay.
Pass messages.
The very first thing that we'll do is we'll go to the cell phone store and we'll get you one of those when we go shopping.
I'll be able to get a phone. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. The Prospect Polaris Foundation. That's where you need to go. Do you want me to call you an Uber to get there?
Please.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
And I'll wait with you. I'll stay right here.
And you call her an Uber, and that's where we're going to end your scene with Sandy for tonight. I'm going to flash over to Lamar now. You're watching 15 minutes.
In that 15 minutes, in that time frame, he will also he'll remove a small vial of blood from his coat, along with a little friend he likes to call Charlotte, crush the spider, and then he will cast drink it down and cast clinging of the insect on himself.
Okay.
And then he will actually spider climb up the wall and into the building and across the ceiling.
Okay.
Over the poker game.
So you're gonna have to do your initial ritual roll, which is, of course, it's blood magic and intelligence, I believe. Let me double check. I can never seem to remember the actual blood sorcery because, well, we seem to have. I mean, we got two Tremors, but they don't use their blood sorcery that much. You might call it smart of them in some ways. Okay, yes, intelligence plus blood sorcery. The difficulty is the ritual +1, so its difficulty is going to be a 2. Pretty easy roll to make. There you go, got 3 successes. Okay, and is it a critical? It is not a critical. Okay. So yes. Now you can crawl up the wall. And for one scene, and we will count until this is dealt with as a scene.
Yeah. Lamar's going to make sure that they aren't leaving anytime soon, though he does keep an eye on the guy looking at his watch and then trying to see if anybody else has entered the building in the meantime. Anybody there?
You don't see
he looks like he's
anything as
looking
you're
for somebody.
creeping around. But at about 15 minutes, I'm going to let you roll, looking at your abilities and knowing who you are. I want you to do a real quick Wits awareness roll. There's a specific reason for this. Very nice. You see, 1 minute there's nobody there at the back door. Next minute there is somebody there. Somebody you recognize. Alexa is at the back door. Alexa Santos, back door to this warehouse. But the reason I had you roll that, the very odd part about her standing there is the shadows around her are bent a bit. And bent in a way that you know. In a way that you're doing exactly at this moment. She is using Shadow's cloak as well to aid in her stealth and make her a little bit more intimidating as she's waiting at this back door.
Lamar files that away because that's something you'll want to tell Jackie and the others about later, especially knowing that she just tends to show up of her own volition. So,
Malkavian with oblivion powers?
Yeah. Like they're just handing them out with a free knife or something. All right, so he sees Alexa. Does he see anyone else?
You don't see anybody else.
But he does not try to get Alexa's attention. He's going to watch her because she's probably, when she feels safe to wade into things, he's going to know that people are in position.
Okay. And the first warning that shit's about to go down is when you hear a voice boom out in the warehouse. It's Damien's. Gino Manatelli, by order of the tower, your life is forfeit. And as soon as it booms out, you see card table flipped, people grabbing guns.
As people go to grab their guns, can Lamar use Arms of Aramin to snatch the guns out of
it takes a little bit to summon it out.
Okay. So
you won't be able to grab them, but you can definitely mess up somebody's ability to shoot by having the arms tugging and jabbing at guns.
Okay. Yeah. Then he's gonna make it so that Gino can. He's gonna try to hamper Gino as much as possible.
Okay. So you're gonna Arms of Amram Gino.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the combat's going to start. As Damien is the first one involved, Alexa's going to be kicking in the door and coming in behind them when they're not waiting for it. So the initial round is going to be Damien dealing with Gino, because you have to concentrate the full round to summon him, and his two buddies. Now here's where something strange seems to happen. You don't see Damien at first. I roll my rouse check for him. But they're looking around for the voice. And then you see Damien. You don't know how he got in the building so quickly or how he got on the second floor of the building. But 1 minute he's up on the second floor of the building, and then the next he's jumping right into the middle of them. A little 15-year-old body leaps halfway across the place. Very impressive sign of his jump.
That earns a holy shit from Lamar.
Now I'm going to roll for their attack on him because they did have their guns out. But they're at a bit of a disadvantage because they didn't expect him to be standing in the middle of them all of a sudden. That worked for Gino. Unfortunately, it doesn't look good for his buddy, though. Gino, being kindred, seems to also have some highly tuned reflexes, suspiciously tuned. Fortunately, his two buddies don't. They wheel to shoot, but they get panicked. And one unloads his Tommy gun into the guy next to him as he's spinning around. Yeah, I rolled that.
Oh, he shoots his buddy?
Got no successes. And in that case, considering the close combat, it's not going to end well for him. You've summoned arms of Amram. You're going to roll your attack with that, please. Let's get that attack. Wits Oblivion. This first round, because he doesn't see it coming, I'm not going to let him roll against it. Because it's a sneak attack.
I'd like to willpower that.
Okay, you can willpower 2 of the dice. Got 3 successes, only has 2 black dice, so you can willpower 2 of them. Four successes. The arms come up and they grab Gino's gun because he had the other Thompson. And it's you see visibly his arms pull down as the arms tug at it and try to pull it down on him. Good amount of successes. Gino attempts to fire at Damien at this point before Damien slugs him a good one. But the arms actually managed to pull his shot. Wow. Really amazing. That was amazing. 8 dice, 2 successes. Even before counting what your arms were. I'm apparently should not have invoked Steve Perry's curse tonight myself because apparently I have invoked it. The bullets come down, but Damien's able, between the arms of Amram yanking him down and his own supernatural speed, to avoid it. Damien immediately punches good old Mr. Gino. And this is where it's going to be ugly. I got to roll his rouse check because this is a definite rouse for this ability. And I rolled Dex plus strength. Strength plus Brawl. You're about to see some bad shit. And he gets a specialization because Gino is armed. Wow. You see this little kid, Damien. Not much to him. Except when he turns and steps aside of the gun, he punches Gino. And you hear ribs shatter as the punch, not just break, shatter. And the force of the blow actually knocks Gino back, arms and all, though I got to roll to see if he manages to keep the gun in his hand. And he doesn't. Isn't that good? Yep. The arms manage to lock the gun down as Gino is knocked back about 5 feet from the force of the blow that just hit him. For this being a 15-year-old's body, that is not a 15-year-old strength. Actually, That's more strength than you've seen any mortal able to put out. And you see the look of shock that comes on Gino's face from that hit. Because he did not expect it. That is 4 aggravated wounds from that hit.
Ooh. And now, are his arms still bent? Like he hasn't let go of the gun?
He let go.
At all?
He lost it. He got hit hard enough that the arms were holding it because you were trying to mess with the gun. And he lost hold of the gun. The gun's on the floor. Arms pulled it right to the ground. as he slipped off from it. Now, unfortunately, Alexa is coming in. We're leaving her out. What is your action this turn?
Can Lamar bring that gun to him for his turn? Since
It will take your turn to bring the gun all the way to you, but the arms can drag it all the way across the floor.
yeah, he'll go ahead and do that. He will take
Going
that
to drag
gun.
you a Tommy gun. Okay. Arms are dragging across. Gino, he don't have a gun, does he? No, he doesn't. So Gino and Damien ignores Gino. Damien's going to punch his buddy while Gino tries to jump in on that because he don't have much choice. So I'm going to roll first strength brawl from Gino against Damien's strength brawl. And then his buddy's strength brawl. This is a hell of a melee. But Damien had a penalty for that, of course, because he... Yeah, that's not good. Damien hits this other guy. This is obviously a kind. The one that was with him, the other thug. Damien hits him hard enough that you hear the guy's neck snap from the force of the blow as his head is knocked sideways. His head is, and the whole side of his skull is caved in from the force of this one hit as this guy crumbles to the ground. But because he was busy dealing with that, Gino managed to hit him in the back. And you see Gino's hit land squarely. Damien barely moves.
Okay.
Barely moves from the hit. As Damien turns and looks and goes, "You're going to have to hit harder than that." You've got a gun. This turn, now you see Alexa coming right past you, by the way, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So one guy got shot down. The other one just got...
Other one, Damien punched in the head and killed with one hit.
Okay. Is there still another thug up besides Gino? Or they all
There's
down?
one left. He's running for the exit.
No, he's not. Lamar is going to shoot him.
Okay. So since he's fleeing, he's not paying attention. I'll let you roll your Dex firearms or Composure firearms, whichever one you wish, because I allow people to use either ones depending on whether it's, pure hand-eye or whether you're going to breathe and take a pause and do all that. He has one success against you because he's not trying to dodge. He's just running. We'll see how that shot goes, because that one's an easy one to handle first. 2 hits, that's enough to hit him. With a machine gun. Let me pull up my damage charts again. Thompson M3. I will say that one, it's a 45 caliber. I'll call that a heavy gunshot. It's 5 damage. The bullets rip into this guy's back. And he just goes down in a tumble. Now this is the second chatter noise of these Thompsons. They're noisy and recognizable, but you've smartly gave your boys instructions to make sure no cops come to interfere. And Gino turns to try to hit him, and Damien just go straight at it. And I'm going to roll that, and then we're going to see something bad's going to happen, I think. Because I know what's coming up next. I already see the plan. And here's the funny thing. Though Damien is obviously much stronger than Gino, Gino's much more skilled at fighting. Once again, Gino manages to land the blow instead of Damien and get the good hit in. Though you don't seem to see it phasing Damien at all. Then you see Alexa wrap her arms around Mr. Manatelli there in an attempt to melee him. And as you know, this is a Malkavian. She's not very well built. Wow. But she locks him in a bear hug that you can't believe. Unbelievable, bear hug where was punching 1 second and his arms are pinned to the side. And then you hear a scream. I don't think you've ever heard a kindred scream like this before. and you see his right arm shrivel
Oh,
and crumble.
Like it turns to ash, or just shrivels.
You've
like
seen
useless?
members of your clan do this to Kindred before. She has hit him with a touch of oblivion.
Okay.
This Malkavian is heavily tainted by oblivion, it seems.
Explains a lot of things. And okay.
That does not go well for Gino. Now we're using the 3 and out rule. She's got him in a bear hug. I'm going to give him one more chance to break free of her grapple. If he can't break free, there is no hope for him. Because she can continue to touch of oblivion as long as she's got him in a hold. She can get every body part one at a time. Not much you can do about it if you can't break free of her. So I'm going to let him roll one more time. If he can't beat her, she has a specialization, no less, in grappling. 4 versus 6. Couldn't break her hold, which would reduce his second arm to useless. Because these do aggravated wounds, they can't heal this. Not immediately.
He took 4 straight from Damien. He took however much he took. He took a lot of damage from the yeah, and then he took the last of that.
That's enough to end him. She squeezes him, and you see the bear hug she's got him in. It's enough to put him straight to torpor. Except that's not what happens. Once she squeezes and you hear the pop and the noises of all his ribs breaking, his spine breaking. And then when she lets him go and he slinks to the floor, Damien walks over and literally you see him stomp right on his head. And he spits on him. And Alexa turns to you and grins. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like you.
Well, I will take that compliment and I will run with it.
I like you. You have potential. I like this. And Damien goes, quit flirting with him, Alexa. Thank you.
No
Lamar.
problem. I'm going to make sure this guy is 100% down, and he goes to check on the guy he shot with the Tommy gun.
Oh, you choose to back up.
Okay. Just want to make sure that he wasn't trying to crawl away or pretend to be dead.
Coming out of Tommy guns. There's a reason they were used.
Looks at the Tommy gun, he's like, I like this. He's spoils of war and all that. So,
and Damien comes over. Shitty ass Ventrus. They always were tough, but they hit like bitches.
Yeah, I did not think he had a chance once you and Santos jumped into the fray, but they were just sitting here playing cards. Like I was expecting someone else to show up, and one of them kept looking at his watch like they were waiting for somebody, but they just kept playing.
Keep an eye out here. Alexa and I are going to go see if we see anybody coming up.
Will do. And Gino's body is ash now.
It is. You see it turning to ash behind you. It wasn't as quick. He's not as old as some of them, but it's still. There's a residue left. There's actually skull still left because he's not old enough to go to complete ash. Skull, a couple pieces of bone is left because he's only aged about 50, 60 years of bone right there.
Okay. Lamar will go over and check like the remains of the table. He'll pull the table itself over onto Gino's remains, just so that like he's not visible. He'll when Santos and Damien leave to check the perimeter, he'll quietly scoop up the cash, pocket that, And then he makes sure that all of the other guys are dead. All the mortals are dead, and he'll wait till they come back before he because when they come back, he's just going to suggest that he's got some guys who can remove the dead bodies and make sure they aren't found.
Okay.
The
And
dead mortal bodies.
they come back and they don't find anybody, and the rest of the night nobody shows up. You don't know why, because it's obvious they were waiting for somebody. But something tipped them off. Maybe it was the 45 M3s being shot. That let them know it was a bit hot. And you clean the bodies up. And by the end of this night, Damien thanks you.
Glad I could help. Glad I could help the tower. So
You did well. The prince will know.
Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate that. And you come across another situation where you need some muscle, and I'm available. I can help out.
You know, I'll let you know. Don't take it personal if Alexa finds you viewed kindly. She always gets like that after a fight.
Hey, if it puts a smile on her face, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that.
Seems killing is the only thing that does. But that's why she's kept around, I think. I'll let the prince know. And thank you for help with this.
No problem. I'll get the rest of this cleaned up, and we'll keep an eye out in case there's anything.
I've got a couple of my guys now watching the neighborhood too. We'll see if anyone shows up, but I mean, I've been here 2 hours, nobody's come in. If they were coming, they were coming.
Yeah. All right, then good night.
And now we flash to finish the last scene of this half. As Jackie comes over to Tyrus, Tyrus immediately pulls out a cigarette and lights it up in front of you again. Now, the lighter's not enough to Rorschach you. But it does make your beast coil a little inside you. You can feel it.
Two things.
Now you're going to let me finish my cigarette. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm a busy woman. I hand him the attaché case and say, word to send to Juliet.
Okay. Do I need to know what's in it?
No. It is between her and I.
I'm not happy about playing messenger boy, but
I understand. However, I was instructed that that is what you are for me.
that's what I was told as well. Though I don't like it.
I appreciate your service.
Yeah. Don't say that. That's... I can hear the you being condescending to me. I can hear it.
Yes, well, I am a little peeved with you, Tyrus.
Well, okay, then that's not so bad. You're on a good list.
I had made a request of you some time ago. I assume your silence means there was no information to be found.
Now, you see, I'm a busy person, and I don't have time to mince games here. What list are you talking about? What information?
I had asked for information on missing neonates.
Yeah.
You delivered Jack and shit.
I don't know of
But
any...
that's fine, as I said. I assumed your silence meant there was nothing to be found.
We haven't found shit, but you know that's not exactly what I do, but we haven't heard anything.
Of course not. Instead, since you couldn't deliver on that, I have another request that you will deliver upon.
Now, wait a minute. You think this is where there's a fucking March of Dimes or something? You come up in here and, you're just going to get some charity out of me or something? What is this bullshit?
Charity? Come now, Tyrus.
So I didn't get you information. Whatever. I don't know you, right?
Considering I helped you boys and girl finish a job you left unfinished, I think you can do this fucking favor for me.
Let me roll real quick.
And she still has the beer bottle in her
I
hand.
know.
She's likely
You
to
can see the
break it on
visible-
something.
You can see the visible effort it takes for him to keep himself under control. A little bit of a snarl comes to his lips.
I do like it rough. But anyway,
What's the favor?
I need somebody gotten out of town discreetly.
Why?
Not my business. It's a favor for someone else.
Why not go to the prince?
No,
Oh, okay, so I understand. Discreetly means you don't want him to know.
exactly.
Well, you're in luck for that one.
Of course I am.
I hate
know
that
who to go to.
sanctimonious little fucking shit my damn self. And if it's going to piss him off, I'm down for this.
Good. He will not know.
Oh, fuck no.
Good.
You think we're speaking right now?
Of course not.
I don't care what he says. He sent some people after me and my men.
Have you reported that up?
Can't prove it. I know that was his security. I fucking know his goons, but you know, if you can't prove that shit, he's pissy because, you know, him and Dredd got in a spat about me and my fun with anarchs. Apparently he got pissed that I was kicking in their door one night. Even if I tried to tell him about that.
I have heard that you like to start up shit with them.
It's not starting shit. This is a Camarilla city.
I understand.
Not supposed to be fucking in this territory anyway, and the fact that Kevin lets him is weakness. But that's fine. I just go in and make sure they stay disorganized. And Kevin's going to bust my chops over it? Say he's going to get me removed?
No, he
Yeah,
can't do that.
He's not a Justicar.
No,
That's
he's not.
exactly what he was told by Dredd, and in return,
He put a hit out on you guys.
A week later, some guys shoot us up in a hideout. Now, I don't know it's him. Can't prove it's him.
He is young.
But it's his methods.
Indeed. He is young.
We lost one in that.
I am very sorry for your loss.
He lost 20.
Congratulations. Well played.
And if I find out it's him, he's going to lose more than that. But, as I was saying, if
That
this
doesn't
is,
involve me.
this is going to piss him off.
Indeed.
I'm down for this one. How many are we moving?
Just one. Just one. Young lady, she needs to be gotten out. I will make arrangements for where she needs to be delivered to, or at least intermediary for transport. And I will also make arrangements for her papers.
Now remember, if it's going to be more than nightfall, unless she can do like we do, she's going to have trouble during daylight.
She's a thin blood.
Maybe she won't have trouble during daylight.
She probably won't. But she needs guidance through the goblin routes.
That we can do. But
I figured you could.
I'm not happy with this game. But I will acknowledge.
A favor for a favor.
That's right. You took care of something that, if it wasn't for that shit Damien, we'd have taken care of on our own. But
Exactly. Oh, trust me, I have him in my pocket on that one too.
it does my job. Okay, we can do this. I'll
Good.
transport.
Good. I'll be in touch. I'm waiting on certain things to make arrangements for papers, and once that's done, I'll be in touch.
Okay, we can do this.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tires.
Gives you a phone number. When you're ready, just call Dredd.
Perfect. Thank you.
He'll be on point for this. I can't do it personally, but Dredd and Nitro will get this person out for you.
Wonderful. I do trust them very, very highly to
They're
handle
good.
things competently.
I would do it, but I'm kind of busy. Lupine.
Yes, I know. I hear their
No.
things are... Are they bringing more in?
I've been hearing things, gatherings, groups of them. Bringing in's probably a good estimation.
I figured as much because it's been too quiet.
Yep. That's the truth. But just let me know when you need this person moved. We'll move them. And we're going to be even after that, right?
I would appreciate any word about Lupine that you may feel inclined to share. I have certain interests I would like to see protected.
I'll think about it.
We can negotiate if you'd like.
We can do that when the time comes.
Indeed.
And he takes his cigarette, and again, he puts it out right on his arm.
Such a waste. And I turn and walk out.
And this is where I think we're set to go to break. With half this coterie having a very interesting night. But two of the members of the coterie we haven't really addressed yet. But we will address that in this second half. Thank you. We will see you in 10 minutes, everyone. Enjoy.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lions. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within, to your burrow within. Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Is she blood Bathory? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory, blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Is she blood Bathory?
Before the break was a rather eventful night for most of this particular coterie. Eleanor and Roscoe, of course, had so far, a rather peaceful night, but Jackie had a fellow Ventru come asking for favors. Lamar not only got info on Mr. Manatelli, Lamar was instrumental in bringing the hammer down on him. Destiny dealt with Sandy's pimp problem in the way that, I guess she was taught. Stick him in the back. And now we pick up when Destiny has returned to her haven for the night. You come in your haven. It's not morning yet. You just had spent time with Sandy. But when you come in there, Hyde doesn't run to greet you as Hyde normally does.
Hyde? Are you there?
Because it's a familius you can actually use. You don't have to browse for your feral whispers, and you can understand Hyde. Hyde's, I'm in here.
Okay. I go to see where Hyde is.
And you go and step in another room. It's where you keep all your actual, it's almost a library, but it's not a full-sized one yet. You've got a lot of your plays and stuff that you've enjoyed reading. Someone is sitting in the chair in your haven with Hyde on his lap. He's got his hat sitting beside him that you normally see him. His trench coat is off. You're looking into a lean man, mid-30s. He's got black hair, gray eyes. Unfortunately, his skin is stretched almost to the point of looking like some sort of impressionist painter. And he's petting Hyde. It's Martin. He's just looking at you as you come in.
You could have called. Can't just show up here.
If I had called, would you have answered?
I don't know, but you didn't try.
No. I thought it was best to do it this way. Hop off, Hyde. Me and Destiny need to have a talk. And Hyde looks at you and just, I'm going to go over there. You see Hyde just go and settle in the corner staring at Martin as he sits there. Wineka. Now pass me the message, as did Cedric. Now, I'd imagine you've got questions for me.
Yeah. I do. Are you going to give me answers? Real answers?
Yeah.
Is he lying to me?
You can roll. You're going to roll your resolve or wits. I'll let you pick which one. And insight. I'm going to have him roll against it, but we shall see. He's going to get to roll his composure and subterfuge. He appears to be telling the truth. Now, you know from experience, generally you can tell his lies more often than you can't. I never told you. About what happened before I was made one of us, did I?
No. You
You know,
always
I was,
said you didn't want to think about it.
you know, I mean, I've told you I was born during the First World War, but towards the end of it, when Second World War came around, I was in beds in Poland. Had a family. Had a daughter, Nadja. And the Germans came in and invaded in World War II. Nadja loved her cats. She had a little gray monster of a cat. Hated me. She loved it. It got out one night. So I went looking for it. When I came home, the Germans had been there. They took her. Because I wasn't there. Lost her to the camps. Couldn't deal with things after that. Didn't like, even after the Germans were beaten, didn't like to see what became of the place. They traded fascism under Germans for communism. So I fled to the U.S. Low Poland, Chicago. And never met my sire. Never even saw him. Just know I woke up in a sewer with a voice talking to me. Taught me how to be what I am. Told me that I should protect those who can't protect themselves. And to take care of those that are important. I never saw my sire. But once I learned, I went searching for myself, see if I could find what I lost. Imagine my surprise when one night in a sewer in New York, a little girl lost her cat. A little girl that looked like my Nadja. You remember that night?
I remember that night. Of course I do. It was the first time that we met.
Yep. And I told myself, this time, I wasn't going to be caught away, unable to protect her. When bad things were going to happen.
But shortly after we met, my mom came back to pick me up and we went back to California.
I was there. I moved too. Took me longer to get there. But I had my friend Gary Golden. I'm sure you've heard his name mentioned. I don't think you've met him yet. But he knows the area. Kept an eye out on you while I got there. And then once again, I protected you.
Your protection put me in foster care. If what you're saying is what I think is what you're saying.
Couldn't let you be with your mother after that. You saw what she was into. You know what she was doing. But you know what? I was content to let it be, let it ride. But then I was watching and I saw where some of her friends looked at you. I wasn't going to let that happen. So I took steps to make sure she was out of your life.
She said she was getting clean. What steps did you take?
She went to jail. She got clean afterwards. But I made sure she was locked up. For you. And everywhere you went, I was there. You didn't see me, most of it, but I was there. Nadja was not. But you were my chance to fix what I had done.
If I was your chance to fix what you'd done, then why didn't you let Delilah be my sire? Why did you call that hit on her? I was supposed to be a Toreador.
You're my daughter. You have been my daughter for years, in all but name. I wasn't letting that tart fucking take you from me. I wasn't going to let her turn you into one like her. You're better than that. You're better than those Toreador. I could see it in you from the beginning. You were Noss at heart, whether you wanted to admit it or not, whether you knew what you were. You were one of us. I wasn't going to let you fall to her. To be unprotected in this world. Better to be one of us. Stronger. Survivors.
Except that now I'm caught in between these worlds.
And that's the burden I have to bear. It's the pain I have to carry.
I live every minute of every day wondering when someone is going to find out and kill me, Martin.
I'll destroy you. I will burn the city to the ground before they hurt you.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
It's hard to admit when you fail as a father.
Where did you fail? Other than lying to me and not telling me about this sooner.
I lost Nadja because I wasn't there. Had I told you, you'd have pushed me away. I wouldn't be there. And I'd lose you as well.
Did you ever find Nadja?
No.
Did you ever look?
That's all I did. I came back here after the camps were liberated. They were all let go. I even spent time here trying to get the records pulled, trying to find something. You remember the age we met? She was too young. She didn't survive the camps.
You promised me on Nadja that your decision to turn me had nothing to do with the fact that you hate Toreador. It had nothing to do with denying Delilah a child. I need you to promise me that.
I can't promise that. You don't know who Delilah was. I do. You don't know what Delilah was. I do. You don't know who Delilah came from, but I do.
You could have told me. All of this, you can tell me.
Delilah was a monster, but she wasn't even a monster in her own control. Someone else pulled those chains. Someone else was the puppeteer for her. And you would have been just another puppet, another marionette. I can't promise you I didn't do it embrace you solely out of love of you and love of Nadja. Because I hated Delilah and what she was and what she stood for. And I wasn't going to let her have you.
You hate what she was, what she stood for, and what she did. And yet here I am having to pose as her child, doing what she was and what she did every day.
No, you don't understand. It's not the same. There is one secret to Delilah that even Winnetka never knew. Her children always ran into accidents and disappeared. Do you know why?
No, Delilah had never
She
said
ate
anything.
them. Something most didn't know, but a few of us in the sewers knew. She had a taste for her own kind. I was not going to let that become you.
That's horrifying.
I'd rather you pose as her child than risk that. Or risk you becoming one like her. I am sorry for what I took from you. I am sorry for not telling you sooner. But I am not sorry that bitch is dead.
We share that sentiment.
And I am not sorry you did not inherit my curse. Because you will be Nadja forever.
You know I'm not your daughter.
I know. Oh, I know. You'll understand when you've been kindred long enough. You aren't my daughter. That is correct. But you'll find that you'll lose somebody and then you'll find them again. Whether you call it reincarnation, whether you call it fate, genetics, whatever you wish. You'll find them again. And ask a kindred old enough, and they will tell you find them again, and again, and again. Yes, you are not my daughter, but a part of her is you.
I think I know what you mean.
In here.
I found someone like that recently. Oh, shit. I'm going to reach into my boot and grab the knife out and go over to the kitchen sink and start to wash it. Got to make sure that this is cleaned off. I've had a night, Martin. Do you want some tea?
You know, I don't do what you do. I can't stomach that anymore.
Do you want to hold a warm cup while we talk?
Sure, we can do that. You must have killed somebody. That's the only time I see you washing your knife.
Just the way you taught me.
Go for the back. Aim low, point high.
Yep. I was protecting a friend. A friend that you probably remember if you were there in California. Do you remember Tiffany?
Yes, very well, actually. Gary. She caught Gary's eye. While he was watching you.
What do you mean she caught Gary's eye?
She is Nosferatu.
She's not dead.
She is his child.
Why hasn't she responded to any of my attempts to reach out to her?
Do not know. You would have to speak to Gary. Or her.
Why don't you tell me about your friend Gary while we hold some cups to warm our cold hands?
And Martin pulls out a handkerchief and wipes the blood tears that had been leaking down his face. And this two of you spend the night talking. And he tells you about Gary Golden out in Hollywood Cemetery, of all places. And he tells you about what he knew of Tiffany, though he doesn't know much. And this is where this particular night fades. But the next day is when very odd things happen. Roscoe, you are about an hour or two into your normal routine when there's a knock at your haven door. Very unexpected.
Not expecting anyone. So I go see who it is.
When you open the door, a blonde-haired man, short blonde hair, dressed in a suit, is just standing there in front of you. And he hands you an envelope with a wax seal on it.
Okay. I look at this, turn it and look at the seal.
It's got Kevin Jackson's signature. It's KS. It's actually his initial, or KJ. His initials are on it. You've seen this seal before. It's an official document from the prince.
Is he standing there waiting for a reply?
He's just standing there.
All right, then I open it up and read the message.
And it's a very simple message. You are commanded to come to Ballard Industries headquarters with your coterie. Immediately.
And I look at him and understood. We will be there.
And he puts his hand out, waiting for you to return the letter to him.
And I do. I hand it over.
And he takes it and crumples it up and sticks it in his pocket. I will inform Mr. Jackson. And he turns and leaves. Now this, you've not met this guy before, but you've seen these kind of summons because Kevin Jackson does not use cell phones at all. They've gone archaic. It's one of the court's messengers, personal courier of Kevin Jackson.
Well, I'll take this as being pretty important, and I will go about contacting the rest of the coterie.
Okay. And you tell them what you need to tell me how you're contacted. I got to make sure you don't send the word coterie.
Yeah, I will not be saying hello coterie folks. I guess I wouldn't know where Lamar is.
No, but you have phone numbers for everybody at this point.
Okay. Well, I send a text out to everyone. We've been requested to appear as a group. Let's meet at the club.
And the text goes out. Even Lamar, oddly enough, this night you get it.
Lamar will get dressed. His phone buzzes with another message, but he doesn't look at it right away, and he'll just get ready and head for the club.
Okay. And Destiny, this is the night after you and Martin had spent up until dawn, when just before dawn he slipped away. And this is that following evening. Though when you wake up from your slumber, there's a cat pool cue carved into a cat's figurine. It was left by your front door.
I put it in my bag.
And you get the text to meet at the club. So I assume everyone gets ready and heads to the club. And Roscoe is honestly there first.
I actually send back a reply. Should I bring the limo?
And I respond, yes.
Okay.
So Etienne drives you there. Eleanor, how do you get there?
Destiny Special.
Destiny Special, the Uber.
Yes, and I was already on my way because I was planning to check in with Mr. Green, since I first of all need to know whether he prefers to go by Mike or Michael.
He really doesn't care. It's whatever you call him.
Oh.
It has been enough time. He has the full 6-point blood bond. He is fully 100% devoted to your service.
Oh, good. Oh, that's so good. And we're getting on so well. And of course, I do try to check in and make sure that things are all right with the club.
You have noticed peculiarities developing in his personality?
Mm-hmm.
Last time you saw him, he was organizing the liquor alphabetically.
Interesting. Oh.
And when you come at the club, it's not open yet, because this is actually a closed night for the club. It's Sunday night, which is very odd, and he's still there going through, you find him there because he's the club manager as well. He's going through the books, checking stock and making sure everything's ordered for the club.
Hello. Is everything going well?
Oh, it's going great, Eleanor. It's going great. I just wish the bartender would quit. He gets a bottle and then he just puts it back wherever. And then he gets a bottle and he puts it back forever. And then at the end of the night, I got to go back through and they're all out of order again.
Oh, no.
So I've got to go and...
Oh, God, that's literally the worst.
It is. It's really...
Oh.
It's really bugging me.
Do you want me to talk with everyone and see if maybe we should get someone who can go through and do that so that you're not left doing it at the end of the night? Because that's just terrible.
If you know somebody who would do it right, sure. I mean, this is...
Well, I'm sure we could find someone to do it right.
I mean, I guess if he doesn't like the fact that I want to do it alphabetically, then maybe, I don't know, we could do it by height.
By color?
Color'd be good, too. Just some sort of... you can't just put the bottles up there, just throw them in.
No, you can't just put them up there willy-nilly. And then nobody knows where anything is.
Exactly. I knew you'd understand.
Maybe we should see about doing it by color, and maybe that will work. And if it's still causing problems, we'll try and find someone that can, work with our system.
You always have the best ideas. I love that. Always have the best ideas. Oh, I meant to tell you, it slipped my mind here because I was... Mr. Akers, your friends are up.
Oh, I did just get a text from them. So I'll
not
go up
all
there
of
and
them,
see them.
but Roscoe's up there. Does he mind if I call him Roscoe? Because
I don't think he minds. No.
Jonathan used to get mad when I used,
Oh, we're all friends here.
Okay, good.
First names, Michael.
Well, I'm still going to call. I'm still going to call your other friend Mr. K. That guy still scares me.
Right. Yes, he does. He does have that look about him.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Roscoe's already up there, but.
And perhaps also referring to Mr. Rond as Mr. Rond.
I've noticed that nobody here, none of the staff will call her Jackie like all of you do?
Sort of in her demeanor, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I've noticed that only you all call her by her first name, so I'm going to stick with that. That's good.
Mhm.
Always full of the best ideas.
And sometimes if Destiny comes in and she looks a little bit cross, Miss Jones will do.
She looks cross a lot when she comes in, especially
She
when she's
does.
wanting to dance and somebody comes up and starts interrupting her dance. Have you seen the look on her face
Can
when
you-
that happens?
Can you blame her though? When how these what's the right word I'm looking for?
Horn dogs?
Punks?
No, horn
Yes.
dogs.
Horn dogs. When the horn dogs come rolling up on her like they do.
I know, but she gets this.
She
I'll
gets
remember.
mad.
Miss Jones, got it. Okay.
All right. Well, I will leave you to it, and I will go upstairs and do let me know if you need anything.
I will.
About
And-
the bottles.
And I'll probably, we're closed tonight. I'll probably stop by your place tomorrow. Just,
All right.
make sure everything's okay. And,
Oh, yes.
I guess I'll tidy the place up if it's not, arranged right,
Oh goodness. Well, I hope I won't have left it in a terrible state for you.
I hope not. But if it is,
I try
that's what
not to.
I know. You seem to be, I don't remember being like this before, but you seem to have the same kind of feelings I do about everything should be organized.
Yes, there is a system for things.
Yeah. There is. And I didn't realize it before, but it's all so much clearer now. And it's there. I understand it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got to finish making sure. I'm trying to figure out exactly how much we should order for next supply run.
Well, I will leave that in your capable hands.
Okay. Thank you. I'll do my best just for you.
Thank you, Michael. I'll see you later.
Have a good night, Eleanor.
Yes,
And he
you
turns
too.
back to look. Now, it's about this time that Jackie, who was coming by limo, comes in the door, and you see Eleanor. She's finishing talking to Mr. Green. Destiny and...
Is he messing with the bar? No, he's doing the books tonight. Okay.
Yep. So as you go in, Destiny and Lamar, actually, it's one of those rare occasions where people's Ubers and cars pull up at about the same time, and you get out looking at each other going, did you follow me?
I don't. I just go in.
Well, no, Etienne was there before them because, he was getting doors and going quick. So I turned it over to the group gathering up in a conference room.
Okay.
Actually, on my way in, I'm checking in with Mr. Green to make sure everything's going well with the club fiscally.
Yes, Mr. And everything's going great. I told Eleanor all my issues. It's nothing for you to concern yourself.
I'm
Eleanor's
sure
taking care
she'll
of
let me know if it is something
Yeah,
I need
she's
to get
taking care of
involved
it.
with. Okay.
Just some organizational issues. It's okay.
Good. Profits are up?
Well, yeah, we're doing good.
Good.
That's what I'm doing the books tonight because I'm trying to figure out just how much to order to make sure that we're not wasting money on having stock that's not moving because you don't want to.
Indeed.
Extra isn't making money, and I'm figuring this all out. I'll get a system down for it eventually. There's a formula in here or a system in here somewhere, and I'll figure it out.
I pat him on the shoulder and say, Michael, you're doing an excellent job.
What? Thank you. Eleanor's happy, and that's good enough for me.
Good. And I go upstairs.
Okay. I turn this to the players.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Oh, Eleanor.
Hello, Roscoe. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm doing great. But is your guy, Mr. Green, doing okay? He was making a huge fuss over the bottles downstairs when I came in.
Yeah, he's
Is he developing some of your quirks, darling?
Yes. I'm afraid so. I didn't actually know that would happen. And fortunately, it doesn't seem too bad. He just wants the liquor to be organized and look nice on the shelves. And the bartender is not.
No, the bartender
honoring
has
that.
their own system.
Yes. So I told him that we would work out something to make it okay for everybody.
Let me know if I need to place an ad for an OCD bartender.
We might have to.
Okay.
The reason I texted you guys, and it had to be somewhat obtuse about it. I was at my haven, and I received a messenger from the prince, a message in person by courier, demanding our appearance at court.
Why?
No reason was given except that we are to appear immediately.
Well, goodness, we shouldn't have met here. We should have just gone straight there. Let's go get in the car.
Yeah, let's not keep them waiting any longer.
When a prince tells you immediately, he means right then and there. When a prince asks you a question, he expects you to answer. These are faux pas to not do so. Let's go.
Let us go.
All right, to the car.
And the location is Ballard Industries.
Now, most of you don't know the meaning of that name, but Jackie does.
Mm-hmm.
Because Horatio Ballard is one of... he's tied in with the... Matter of fact, Horatio Ballard is, from what Jackie's been told, is Alan Sovereign's sire, based on Venture's knowledge of lineage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying shit.
Okay. So do you ride in the limo?
Yes.
Okay, so you pile in with Etienne, and Etienne pulls around the front so everybody can get in, of course. And when he closes the door and gets in the front to drive, ma'am?
Ballard Industries.
Okay, I don't know that address. Do you got an address? And you would.
I give him the address.
Okay, and so you?
I know where it is.
You would know because of the nature of where it is and who it is, I should say. Now, you all drive over. I'm pulling up real quick. It's actually on the map if people wanted to look for it, but pulling up. It's in downtown. It's inside the loop. And it doesn't take long to get there. Now, Ballard Industries, of course, is brokerage firms, real estate. But you get there and you pull up in front of it, and there's a couple cars out front and two very large guys standing outside the entrance to it. Men you recognize as part of Kevin's permanent security detail. And Etienne opens the door. Ma'am, what do you want me to do with the vehicle? Want me to just park it next to these, or?
Park it and stay with it.
Or yes, ma'am. Yes,
Thank you.
And he looks concerned.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure.
I'm hoping, because...
We've recently had a conversation, and it went well. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
I hope so. And when you get close to the door, one of the guys looks over. You're expected.
Thank you.
And he opens the door to let you in. And you're in actually just an office building. This one story, this particular one, it's supposed to be part of a construction area that's set up here. The only reason you knew to come to this building was the guards. But you come inside the room, and Alan is actually in the main area with you, waiting. Ah, yes. You've arrived. Good. I will go let Prince Jackson know you're here. Just to warn you, the council is in attendance tonight. Be mindful.
Thank you, Mr. Sovereign.
Will do.
I will be right back. And Alan goes, and you see him step down a hallway into what you assume is a conference room of some kind. And he returns 30 seconds later. Follow me. Now, please wait and do not speak until the prince acknowledges you. I'm having to go get somebody else as well, who's waiting in a different room. And when you're led down into this conference room, you go into the room, and there's it couldn't be more like a boardroom. Actually, it 100% is a boardroom. It's a large wooden table with Prince Jackson sitting at the front of it. And all around it are individuals you may not know personally, but you've at least seen in the past. You've got Critus, the Bruja Primogen. you've got Rosa Hernandez, who you only know from a vague description and reputation as the Gangrel Primogen. Jason Newberry is also there at this table, the Malkavian Primogen. Destiny, there's a Nosferatu you recognize. Khaled is at the table tonight. And Annabelle, who you all recognize, is sitting there. And Marcel is actually sitting in a chair at the corner, near the table, but not at the table with the rest of the individuals sitting there. And when Alan brings you in, you're brought into the foot of the table. I shall return your majesty. I'm getting the other individual. Kevin just nods. And when Alan steps from the room, he's gone about a minute. Yes, go ahead, Lamar.
Just out of curiosity, is Sierra in here at all, or?
No.
Okay.
She does not have a seat at the table, which is a sticking point in some ways. About a minute later, in steps Alan Sovereign escorting someone. Please describe yourself to those. Now, Roscoe, you recognize the individual, but I will allow the person who's escorted in by Alan Sovereign to describe themselves.
Tall, lean gentleman, about 6'2". He wears a red shirt, untucked, black coat or a hoodie, and a black coat over the hoodie. It's a very nice coat. It's about knee length cashmere, and slacks and Oxfords. And he just looks around, gives a slight nod to Roscoe, and looks to the prince.
Jackson looks. I believe one of your number recognizes this individual. And I'm going to point out, Lamar, you do recognize him as well.
Yes. And Lamar's hands just drop freely to his sides.
And upon seeing Lamar, this gentleman also kind of rolls his shoulders.
Do I pick up on this body language going on?
Considering you're a Ventru in front of the prince, you are paying attention to all the body language.
Everybody.
And Eleanor, from the moment you've stepped in the room, Son's eyes has not left you.
I am doing my best not really to look at him, but not making it seem like I'm not looking at him. I'm now looking at this newcomer.
And everyone here can see this exchange. Son is staring at Eleanor. He's not even blinking. He's just staring. Kevin looks over, nods at Critus, looks back. Roscoe, this individual, presented himself to me tonight. Wishes admittance to our court. He says he knows you.
We do indeed know each other, Prince. And I recommend him.
He is Clan Bruja. And while I do not hold some of the resentment many of my clanmates do, there is a theme from many of that clan. Now, of course, as you've seen from Sheriff Damon and our esteemed Primogen Critus, and he points over at a gray-haired man. He's wearing Athenian robes of all things. Though you do see a suit hung in the corner, like he took it off after he got here to relax in his robes. You vouch for him.
I do, my prince. With my own life. I've known him for quite some time. He is a supporter of the Camarilla and Tower through and through. I would trust him with my own life.
Samuel.
Majesty.
Do you understand the predicament you are currently in?
I had to part ways with my own sire over this particular incident, which has caused me no end of grief. But I'm here to back up my compatriot, as we have done so many times in the past fighting the Sabbat. And I will pointedly look at Lamar when I say Sabbat.
Lamar hasn't taken his eyes off the new guy.
Annabelle, we talked, as all of us have. What is your say? Annabelle just kind of shrugs. I won't care if he's in the city or not. Khaled just kind of shakes his head. Son doesn't turn his head and doesn't even answer. Just stares at Eleanor the whole time. Son? Well, I guess we know his opinion. Rosa actually speaks. You fought Lupine, Sam?
I have not had the displeasure of facing off against them, but hey, there's a first time for everything, right?
Always looking for someone who might be willing to help us put down the dogs. I'm fine with it, Prince. Kratos actually sets back. You say your sire and you split ways over this? Your sire followed Theobel?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell he did. He went his way. I went mine.
Kratos looks over. I'm fine. I will be Primogen for this brouhaha. And Kevin leans back a bit in his chair. Now, the say is, of course, mine in the end. I always like to listen to what they have to say. But I have an interesting question. If I allow you in my city, what will we do with you?
If I may be so bold. Roscoe asked me to come here to back him up. That's what I'm here for and nothing else.
Honesty. Appreciate it. I do know that your coterie is down one after Regent Abraham sent your coterie mate on Chantry business without clearing it from me first. Now I'm inclined to ask the coterie. You are a coterie, of course. How do you feel about a new member?
It is acceptable.
I accept.
Absolutely.
I asked him here. I absolutely wish to have him here.
He's good in a scrap. Think he'll be of use.
Then here is what we shall do. Sam, you do not mind if I call you Sam, do you? You will
Prince, as
join.
is your prerogative.
You
You
will
can
join
call me
this
whatever
coterie.
you want.
Roscoe, you are responsible for his conduct.
I understand.
For
And
2
the
years,
consequences.
his sins are your sins. If
Agreed.
after 2 years he is proven to be a loyal subject in the city and proven to keep his nose clean, he will become, well, no longer your problem. But for those 2 years, any punishment doled on him will come to you.
Understood and agreed, my prince. He will be no trouble.
Let's hope so. Sure, Damien will want to have a talk with him. At some point. Speaking of, while I have you here, I spoke with Damien tonight. Mr. Cade.
Yes, Prince Jackson.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm not, by the looks of your friends here, doesn't appear that they know what I'm thanking you for.
I had not yet had a chance to tell them.
Gino Manatelli's blood hunt has been executed.
And at that, Jackie cracks a smile. Her face has been completely impassive until that moment.
Now, of course, Sam, you recognize that name from D.C. from your time there. That was Vitel's sheriff back in the day.
Knowing the depredations of Vitel, I look at Cade and I'm just kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
So, you are back to 6. If Jonathan returns from his mission from the Regent, I will assign him somewhere else. Teach him well, make sure he follows the rules. Let him know the city.
I will.
Let him know of Damien. Let him know of Alexa. Make sure he integrates well. I won't lie. Having, as Mr. Cade is putting it, another scrapper here, can hold himself in a fight, will be useful. You see, I'm not sure if you understand this, Samuel. We are at war with the Lupine again.
Not my first war, Prince.
And if you survive, it won't be your last. We have business to attend to. You are dismissed. Eleanor, as you're going to leave, I need you to roll something. Got to pull this up.
What am I rolling?
1 second. I got to pull the power up. I got to tell you what you can roll to defend. There we go. You are going to roll Wits plus Subterfuge.
Okay.
And you can use, you have Unswayable Mind, do you not?
I do.
You can use that for bonus dice.
Excellent. I will be using that. Let me remind me, is that an extra die?
Yep. If you only have one in it, you can get an extra die from it. Plus your, yep, you can just get that one. I gotta find where he is. Where did he go? He's up there.
All right. Wait. Oh, crap. I selected the wrong thing. Hold up. All right.
Roll his as well. Let's see what he can do.
I will be willpowering.
Interesting. So you came up with 3 successes. Very close. As you're going to leave, the slightest whisper touches your mind. Barely. Heard from a distance as your mind fights against it. But you recognize the voice. It's Jason Newberry, son. He just whispers a single word to you. Soon. As you step from the room, and Alan is there waiting at a hidden signal of some kind. I'm sure your business here is conducted for the night. You may depart, please. Remember, anything discussed in the council meeting is not for public discourse.
Of course.
Not even I know what went on in there. But good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
Good
Sullivan.
evening.
And he nods and leaves you to leave the room. Now, when you come out, of course, Etienne immediately gets out of the vehicle to let you all in. Sam, do you get in the vehicle with them?
No, I get into one of those vehicles that was parked outside.
Is this your ride?
Yeah, it's a mother of pearl, black 1970 Chevelle. Pearlescent, if you will.
Well, you're going to need directions back to our club.
Why don't you ride with him, Roscoe?
I think that's what I was going to say, Jack.
Yeah.
So Roscoe and Sam get in a car together, ride off. I'm going to let them have a scene first if they wish to discuss anything. Sam and Roscoe in a vehicle. If not, you can ride and just, small talk, chit chat, catching up. That's fine. You don't have to play it out if you don't wish to. I'll leave that up to the players before we switch to the other four in the vehicle.
Well, that was seeing you here and getting called to see the prince. That was quite the show. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you could make it.
Bosco?
Sam?
My man.
Yeah. How you been?
I got a couple of questions for you. And
Absolutely.
I'm putting the vehicle into gear, and it's making that lovely rumble sound, and I do a nice little power slide out of the parking lot and onto the road. And I am the epitome of driving angry. So, not only did you call me to this fucking city, but there's a goddamn lupine war?
Yeah, there is. And you were the best man for it.
Just coming to this city fulfills the debt. All right, man. I got you.
I do appreciate you coming.
And last on the list, what the fuck is Cade doing here?
You know, all this time I've had this in the back of my head. I somehow knew him, but I didn't know him. But seeing you two together, yeah, I do know him.
Yeah.
He's been nothing but up and up. I mean, we're supposed to let
when
the
the
past
fuck does
be the
that
past.
matter to a goddamn kindred?
Yeah, I know.
And apparently he's friggin' out here taking out friggin' eating his own kind, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. He didn't tell us ahead of time. I mean, we knew the.
If he's willing to throw him under the bus, what makes you think he's not going to throw you under the bus?
Just the feeling I had so far. He like I said, he seems to be on the up and up. He hasn't
Are you
screwed us
vouching
over.
for him?
Not as much as I'm going to vouch for you, my friend.
Man, oh man. All right. I'll give him a fair shake.
That's all I can ask of you.
Can't believe you brought me back to this fucking city.
I need your help.
All right, man.
All
right, you got me here. Where the hell are we going?
Okay, man, come on back to our place. You'll like it.
He gives you directions to the. He tells you, since your car is not the type that has a GPS in it, he leads you right where you're going. And now we flash to the limo. Eleanor and Jackie and Destiny and Lamar riding together, also back to the club.
Jackie looks at Lamar and says, I take it you knew him as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, the vibe was really obvious.
Yeah, when I said he was good in a scrap, I wasn't joking about that. He and I threw down a while back, and he tore up one of my pack mates back in the old days. Now, I'm not sad about that part. Guy was an asshole anyway, but he's a Bruja, so there's going to be some management you're going to have to do there, Jackie. So,
oh no, that's going to be on Roscoe.
Speaking of which, we may have to talk about something else in relation to our previous conversation, but that's not a tonight thing. That's a later thing. But I was going to tell you guys about Manatelli before we got there, but since the prince got it out of the way, Manatelli's ashed and no need to worry about him anymore.
Eleanor?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No.
What's wrong,
No.
dear?
No. It was just you know who in the you know where.
What did he do?
Oh, he attempted to get into my head. Only managed to say a word. This time.
What did he say?
Soon.
Wait,
Why?
Newberry?
Yes.
Yes.
Why would he be attempting to get into your head?
Because he's a psychopath, Destiny.
It is our individual treasure chest, isn't it? Our minds. Who knows what could be in there? That would be useful to know.
No, Lamar, I cannot arrange that for a primogen.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just gonna float the idea, see if it got anywhere. But if we can't do
That's
that,
too high profile.
yeah,
I have my own concerns to worry about, okay?
yeah, and Jackson will definitely take it poor if one of
Personally.
his if
Yeah.
one of his people disappears. So
Yeah.
But I appreciate the thought.
You're welcome, Eleanor. Oh my goodness.
maybe we got to get something on him, get him to back the fuck off. Guy like him's got to have something. He doesn't want people finding out about him.
Oh, sure.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh. That would be brilliant.
Excellent.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Did you make a little snack at the end of your blood hunt, or?
No, I did not diablerize Gino Manatelli.
Good to know.
What did happen to Gino Manatelli?
He got caught in a Damien and Alexa sandwich, and those are two of the toughest bastards I've met in a long time. Manatelli he swung for the fences on Damien and didn't even phase him. And then Alexa, not only does Alexa know the arts of my clan, but she pretty much turned him into she pretty much rotted him away at the stump. The two of them, they tore him down.
Oh,
Rotted him away?
Yeah. Yeah, Alexis Santos. I'm willing to bet that she's she's made a snack of someone from my clan, because I don't know any of us that are going to teach that without getting something big out of the deal. But yeah, they're both extremely dangerous, so we want to stay out of their crosshairs as long as possible. Not only that, but Alexa can hide herself from most people's senses. Took me a minute to realize she was there last night, and given her skill at just popping up out of nowhere, she could be watching us a lot longer than we realize when she finally reveals herself. Something to keep in mind for the future.
To have. Never thought that Lamar would actually be bringing us good information.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Very
try to
good
diversify my talents.
Very good information.
Terrifying information and good. So, do we know anything about this Sam guy? Can he do something to the Primogen for Eleanor?
We don't want to be making those kinds of waves.
Yet?
Ever, if we can help it.
Duly noted.
Yeah, if there's going to be a problem with the lupines, he's probably going to be a guy we want up in the front, taking the big swings.
Yeah. I know nothing of him, other than he's Roscoe's friend, and according to Lamar, can throw down.
Roscoe got a life boon out of a brewhawk. Good.
That is very Tremere.
That is very Tremere. That's also the last thing I was expecting. I thought it was going to be another Tremere, honestly. I think, you rub one together, you rub two together and get a third.
They do tend to be rather insular at times. Yes. But, interesting. Oh, by the way, I do have a gift for you, Lamar, in the trunk.
Excellent. Although, if we have to deal with that Thea problem.
Oh, yes, Eleanor, I did inform him of Thea and Destiny. I informed him of what Thea, the antics she pulled. So that way, if she becomes an issue.
Might be able to Sam her.
We don't even know the guy and we're turning him into a verb.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Eleanor.
Get him going. He's a verb.
Yes, Jackie?
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
I mean, we can lighten the mood, but that doesn't change the situation.
No, it does not. I am uncertain what to do.
You're not staying. I don't know where you're staying, but maybe to be on the safe side, if you got somewhere else you can hang out for a while, might be a good idea to do that, just in case he tries to catch you alone or something.
Yes, that's a very good idea. I should find another place.
You know you're welcome at mine.
I do. I would worry about bringing trouble upon you since...
that could be fun.
Oh. I mean, it's not to say that I don't think that you could handle yourself, because I know very well that you can. It is only... I wouldn't want to trouble anyone, and one person's troubles becomes everybody's troubles. And I am unused to that.
We are a coterie, darling.
I'm going to let anything happen to you if we got anything to say about it.
A threat to one is a threat to all.
Yes.
Ma'am, we're here.
Thank you, Etienne.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we get out, everybody here knows, and the other two don't. Roscoe doesn't, and I would prefer that Sam doesn't know. I am Toreador.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
A rose through and through.
Now, Sam and Roscoe got there first because Sam was punching it hard and Etienne was driving the limo. And while you were there, Roscoe gave you a tour of the place, showed you the club. It's not open tonight, but it's a rather large club. And you toured the place and he shows you where the conference rooms are, the conference rooms that are highly soundproofed. And it's during this tour that the rest of the coterie has arrived. Etienne, of course, opens the door to get you out.
I do allow Eleanor and Destiny to go in first.
Okay.
And then I have Etienne open the trunk, and inside are 3 books on modern art and impressionist art.
And Etienne goes, would you like me to put them in your car, sir, while you were inside?
Etienne, if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
That'll get you a start.
Yes, sir. I will park the limo next to yours in the garage. And
This is the start.
Yes, this is a start. Read them, ask me questions.
All right.
so you all come inside. Now, Roscoe, when you see the coterie arrive, you know what that means. It's conference room time. It always is when there's something to be said.
That's right.
So I turned the scene over to the coterie gathered in a conference room with their newest member, Sam.
Jake.
Can I smoke in here?
No, there is no smoking in the club.
Pulls
Thank you
out
for
a
the
cigarette and electric
limousine ride.
lighter and lights it. Neat.
Are
Fantastic.
you kidding me?
Rude too.
Well, Jackie, thanks for the limo ride and the alacrity with which you got us all over there.
Of course.
Everyone, this is Sam. This is my friend. I've known him for about 20 years. We had some fun with the Sabbat back in DC, and I knew that he'd have our back since we needed the help.
The only thing I know is apparently y'all are dealing with fucking wolves.
No, we are not directly dealing with wolves. It's impending.
They'll show up eventually. When they do, we need to be, if they show up around here, we need to be ready to deal with them. We've already had one unwanted visitor that we've dealt with. So.
All right. Which one of you can get me permits for my guns? Because I know how Chicago is about firearms.
Probably a better idea to just not get caught with them in the first place.
No.
I mean,
Must I clean all the fucking messes? I can get you those.
I'm trying to get a permit so that there isn't a mess. What was your name again?
Jacqueline Duran.
And what about you, Red?
Red? I'm Eleanor.
All right. Cade, I know.
yeah.
How you
Small
doing, buddy?
world. I'm good. You?
Fantastic.
All right. Working on the same side now. Guess we can get let all that other stuff from the past, bygones, all that.
I've been told we're supposed to live a real long time, and
If you're lucky.
what accompanies that long life is the realization that it does not benefit you to hold grudges. So, Bosco over here, He says you're all right, folk. I'm giving you a fair shake.
That's all I ask.
But you know what I'll do if you try to fuck me.
I'll buy you dinner first.
Dinner will be had, that's for goddamn sure.
Should talk to Destiny about it first, though.
And I'm guessing she's Destiny?
Mm-hmm.
That's my name.
Oh, ain't you just 10 pounds of piss in an 8-pound sack?
You smell disgusting. Put the fucking cigarette out. It's gross.
Sure. I'll get right on that.
I guess you can tell who's the Toreador.
Yeah. Look, I'm here to do two things. Look pretty and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum, so,
You don't look that pretty either.
not everyone's cup of tea, apparently. So what are we doing? Besides dealing with Lupine, because apparently they're on the, on the fringe, I guess you could say. So what's the pressing business?
Well, let's see. We have a psychopath Malkavian Primogen that's fucking with our seer. We have a madman, assuming he's still prince of this city. In his mind, he presumes he was and has never given it up, who has a gang of at least 60 plus, trying to pump us for information. We've got various little shits around this city thinking that we have power because we were granted domain in this city and they want to try to take a bite at our fucking ankles.
As you may guess, we got a domain, but it's really our job to clean up shit.
Which I have done with the assistance of these lovely people. And there is a neonate running a succubus club that should be hands off.
Yeah, don't ever go near her.
Don't go to the succubus club at all. Like, pick any other club in the city, go there. Do not go to the succubus club for any reason. And if you happen to run into someone named Portia, get away from her as fast as you possibly can without making it obvious. Just get away from her.
Portia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with.
No. Avoid at all costs if you can.
God damn, y'all shook your heads at the same fucking time. All right, cool. Noted.
Trust me. Yeah. No question about that.
And at that, I will actually friggin' put out the cigarette and be like,
oh, and there's
All right.
also some
All right.
entity that lives in the lake that's fucking shit up.
I will look at Roscoe.
He didn't tell you any of this before he asked you to come here, did he?
Welcome to Chicago, Sam. So
Yeah,
lovely to have you.
Welcome home.
If you want tattoos, I know a place you can get one. You just have to
tattoos.
just have to join a cult.
Yeah,
Nope, not doing that. So Portia, run.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go swimming.
No, don't go swimming.
No.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
You said some crazy fucker thinks he's doing something, has 60 some odd people as
various probably ghouls, kindred, and even kind, I'm sure.
And he thinks he's what now?
He thinks he's fucking Prince.
Awesome.
Yes. Madder than a Hatter.
Madder than a Hatter.
Mm-hmm. And there's
All
there's this creepy being out at Resurrection Cemetery, avoided at all costs.
Yeah, definitely
and
avoid that place.
So don't go near the graveyard.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
God damn.
But other than that, it's a great place.
But there's lots to do here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about dancing?
I've been known to cut up rugs occasionally.
Good to know.
Look.
Lamar just kind of looks between the two of them.
Which
And then between Destiny and Sam, and then
I'm not here to make problems for y'all. I can promise you that. You can ask Bosco, you can ask Cade. I solve problems, I don't make them.
Yep, I'll vouch for that.
But if you want me to have your back, gotta know you got mine. It's the way teams work.
That's the way we operate. By the way, I didn't catch your last name.
Grant. Sam Grant.
Mr. Grant, that is how we were.
Mr. Grant's my dad. You don't want to be bringing him up around me. All right? Just Sam, Sammy, Samuel.
Okay. Sam.
Just not that.
We do operate that way. We look out for each other, ensure that we are a unified front. We may sometimes bicker and argue amongst ourselves. It is our nature to be disagreeable at times, but we look out for each other.
Okay.
And as you're sitting
Bosco.
there, Eleanor, everyone sees Eleanor go into get a far off look, and her face goes slack. Now, I will let you finish what you're saying, but everyone sees Eleanor's face go slack.
Bosco, and I will look at Eleanor. She
That's the
smell
thing.
toast or something?
I said she was our seer. Eleanor.
Yes, she is.
Eleanor,
What the fuck does that mean? Seer. I see things
She is
too. What?
gifted with visions.
She looks like she's about to have a seizure. Somebody should go check on
No,
that.
she's fine.
That's normal. Just
but don't let that out of this
That Berg,
room.
Eleanor.
Right.
Eleanor, you're looking at an empty room. Your room. From when you were little. And there's a doll in the center of the room. And as you're staring at it, it turns to look at you. Hey, child.
Molly?
And the doll bobs its head.
Are you here?
I'll see you tonight. And your vision comes back. No blood, no headache, no bleeding nose this time. This was not the same as the visions forced on you.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am actually all right. It was all right.
Good.
It's all right. I think my sire is finally here. Not here, but here. Here.
Ah.
I started looking around like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, she sees visions. Now that's a kind of a closely guarded secret. We don't tell anybody.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I sometimes will say very strange things, and I pray your patience.
Okay. I mean,
She is Malkavian.
right. I heard about y'all.
Probably bad things, huh?
More like, just like anybody else, be careful.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm all right. This wasn't one of the bad ones. If I start bleeding from my
Oh.
nose or my eyes or anything, like that's very bad, and you should be very concerned.
Okay. I mean, so you're
Would you like a
but you're
reading?
No.
No?
No.
She is very
know
good.
Everything I need to know about myself, and anything I don't know, I don't want to know. You said your sire?
Yes.
Okay, so add that to the list then. And I'm looking at Jackie.
Oh, no. My sire's is just fine. I actually have a good relationship with my sire. I haven't seen them in a very long time, and well, they do seem to return when there's trouble, to help out.
And how much collateral damage is associated with their help? I mean, I'm just trying to ask the real questions.
I don't know of any.
Okay.
Eleanor's good people. Let's
No,
leave it at that.
Roscoe vouched for y'all, like I said. And if there's one thing Bosco has done, he's earned my confidence. But I like to know where all the pieces are on the board. You know what I'm saying?
God dang it, another chess reference.
You
I'm talking
mentioned
about chess. I'm talking about checkers, man.
Very well. You've been apprised of urgent warnings within the
The
city.
most important thing is to stay away from the Succubus Club and somebody named Portia.
Yes.
And Resurrection Cemetery. And the lake.
And don't go grave robbing. Don't go dancing. Don't go swimming.
No.
dancing's
Go
fine.
dancing.
You can go dancing. There are places you may go dancing, but just not the
with
Succubus
Portia.
Club.
All right.
You can dance here.
Fantastic. I'm all for it.
Roscoe, do make sure he knows which locations are Elysia.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Do you have a place sorted out yet?
Yeah, I'm good on where to stay.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Well, you know, as first impressions go, it's a nice place.
Thank you.
I don't know what all goes on here, but
For now,
You have
it's just literally a club. I do intend on expanding a wing that hasn't been developed to have some private meeting spaces where those like us can have secure conversations.
awesome. Well, like I said, I'm here to back y'all up, so let me take a step back. Y'all discuss what you need to discuss.
So you leave the conference room to let them speak? Nope.
No,
you
I
sit
just
back?
kind of sit back, sit down, and listen.
Jackie,
Yes, darling.
do you know if your lawyer friend has gotten any phone calls from individuals?
Did I get any messages from Raquel?
Yes. There has been a phone call.
What did she tell me?
That she was contacted by somebody that was referred by Miss Destiny.
She has received some referrals from you.
Actually, it was 3 different referrals.
3 of them.
Good. Good to hear.
She'll be sending me over information to see if any of them meet my requirements.
Is there a way to guarantee that one of them does?
Has to have the drive, the ambition.
Okay. Anything
The
else?
desire to want that. Honestly, no, because if they want out completely, I can get them help with that. But if they still want to stay in but actually become successful, I can help.
I think she wanted to stay in and be successful, but
Then she'll meet my
that'll be a
requirements.
conversation that I'll have to have
And
with her.
if they're unhealthy, I will get them healthy so that, you know.
I've been making sure she eats.
Good. But I mean, if she needs to take some time, I'll have her answer phones or something until she gets ready to roll.
Good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears this coterie doesn't have much they want to say to each other yet. They're all kind of holding their information.
No, if anyone has anything that they would like to include Roscoe, and now Sam, as part of our coterie in matters, it would be good to apprise them of any new updates, such as Gino.
Oh, I told everybody earlier, and you guys heard from the prince, but Manatelli's been dealt with, so no need to watch her back anymore or watch out for him. He's done. So.
Yes, and Lamar didn't get to drink him down. He was caught between an Alexa and Damien sandwich.
And who exactly are they?
Sheriff and basically Scourge. She has this ridiculous title.
The sheriff and his right-hand attack bitch.
Yes.
It's a good way to phrase it.
Yes.
I like that. It works.
And you with them took out Gino?
Mhm.
That Gino?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That Gino from DC.
I even got a couple of Tommy guns out of it.
I'm talking, I'll teach you how to shoot them.
Oh.
Yeah, no, for real though, get me those permits ASAP.
I will. You can
I
have
will.
them by tomorrow night.
Fantastic.
Lamar, do you have permits?
That would require talking to like cops or some shit like that.
That's why you have me.
I don't like them either.
Oh no, I don't dislike the cops.
Well, buy me a drink and I'll get you there.
Oh no, I fucking hate them. My stepdad was a cop.
You fucking hate the cops, but you don't dislike them?
No, he
Well, I
doesn't
mean-
dislike them. He hates them.
That's where I was going with that.
Ah.
Gotcha.
That's why you work through me, because I have them in my pocket.
And as this coterie spends the night, I guess, doing some small talk, getting to know each other a little bit. At the end of the night, you all go your separate ways. Now, Eleanor, you're returning to your haven tonight, aren't you?
Mhm. I'm very hopeful.
When you arrive, the doll has been moved from the shelf. It's now sitting in a chair.
Hello. And I go over to the chair and I kind of kneel down by the chair and sort of put my chin like this on the arm and say, "Are you actually here now?"
You hear a voice coming from the doll, though you know at this point it's not coming from the doll. It comes from behind the doll. "I am here, child." And a figure appears behind the chair, standing there. It's a face that only you, that you know of, that still are alive, have seen. It's a very neutral face, neither male nor female. A little bit of both, with a voice that seems to shift between a higher-pitched woman's voice and a lower-pitched male's. "I could tell you had problems, and I have come."
I'm so happy that you're here. And I get up. I trip on my skirt.
And Dolly opens their arms up.
I go into their arms, put my arms around them.
And
I'm
when
so
you
happy.
give Dolly a hug, they begin to stroke your hair. "It's all right, child. It's all right. You will have to
Everything's-
tell me what's happened and what's wrong, so I can fix it."
Everything's going wrong. I can't. And I thought maybe this time it would actually work. But I'm still a Jonah.
"Child, our curse is hard to bear. You know this. You bear it worse than I do. But Dolly is here. You're Dolly. And you know what I told you long ago. Dolly will always make it better. Dolly will take care of you. So we will talk, so I can see how to fix it."
Yes. I'll tell you everything. And it'll be better.
I will make it better. One way or another. Do not cry, child, please. Do not cry.
They are but happy tears.
Yes.
Mhm.
But you know I don't like to see my daughter cry. And as Dolly hugs you, you're wrapped in their arms, and it's been a long time since you felt that. But it's been a long time since you've been this upset. Dolly doesn't speak the rest of the night, just holds you in a hug. And as the sun rises and this coterie goes to sleep, in the harsh light of the noonday sun, at a steakhouse, federal marshals kick in a door and storm the place, looking for some sort of drug ring that supposedly is coming out of the steakhouse. And they turn the place from end to end looking for evidence that it appears this coterie are smart enough ahead of time to get rid of. At least they hope. And though they claim it's a drug raid, I'm pretty sure everyone here in this coterie knows that's not what they were looking for. Operation First Light came looking for blank bodies. And this is where we end Season 2 of Windy City After Dark. And I would like to thank everyone for coming to this much longer than usual episode. Because it's a season finale, they always stretch out a bit. And I would like to thank my players and, of course, introduce our newest player to this coterie and the newest player at this table, Mickey Bear, Brand the Wolf on...
Nope, Mickey Bear on Twitch.
So you've renamed it to Mickey Bear on Twitch?
Oh, yeah.
Mickey Bear has joined us to replace the lost Jonathan, Mr. Blenderloot's character. And we can't wait to see him in Season 3, though you may see him in the memoriams, because I'm going to officially announce now that as in between season scenes and streams, we're going to be showing a series of memoriams, showing some of the past events the viewers have heard from these players. Now, let's get real quick to some of these real nice viewer XP. I'm giving everyone an XP for this one. There were 17 different people voting. And considering we averaged 26 viewers and had 17 people voting, I think that's a pretty damn good ratio of engagement right there. So I think we can go with that. So everyone gets the XP for that. And now, as always, because it is a season finale, at the end of the season, you also get one extra bonus XP for the end of season and the end of the story threads of this season. So I guess for this episode, everybody got 4 XP. And now, of course, if you are the viewers, please pop on the Discord, do the viewers vote. Vote on who gets XP for tonight's scene. It can even be for the new guy. That works too. You can vote for anyone you want. And we will be doing, or we're going to announce the schedule for all the Q&A and everything after we figure out exact dates for it. We've got to hash that all out, the exact dates, but we're going to get those in the memoriams. But I expect we will return to streaming, considering one of our players has Memorial Day plans. Shortly after Memorial Day, the regular season will return. But expect the memoriams before that. So keep an eye out. Check out the Discord. Matter of fact, that leads to, go over here. Look at that link. Go to the Discord. Join the Discord. Get the behind the scenes stuff. Maybe you can be a player in some of my games. Maybe in somebody else's games.
Maybe in one of my games.
She is, matter of fact, I will let Lynn talk about real quick what she's planning to run soon.
I am actually planning to run a Monster Hearts 2 game. And that is I'm still in the decision phase of deciding whether or not it's going to be a one-shot, a little mini-series, or if it's actually going to be a somewhat short campaign. So that's next on my agenda. And I've got some really interesting indie one-shot games that I cannot wait to decide when I'm going to run those, because I did some test runs solo through them and they are freaking intense and I love them. So can't wait to run some of those.
So be on our Discord, because that's where we cast. And we like playing with different people. So check out the Discord and you might get to play with us sometime on stream. Now, of course, if you like what we're doing, go over here. You can give us a follow, give us a subscribe here on Twitch, go on YouTube. Subscribes are free. Tell your friends, tell family, tell anyone you know that likes TTRPGs. Come check out our stuff, because I hope you all enjoy the show as much as we enjoy doing it. Bits and donations, of course, go to the players. So if you want to show your appreciation to the players that aren't named Relin or Bill, good old Shanky here, bits and donations go to them. And it's a way to, buy them a cup of coffee once in a while. We don't do this for money. We do it for fun. But, sometimes it makes them really appreciate what they're doing when they know that, they can buy a Starbucks after a few episodes, because Starbucks charges too much. And if you want to check out Windy City merch, season 3, we're going to have new merch, because we've got to replace the mug with a new Windy City mug. We've got to have Samuel Grant image on it. And the movie poster done by the amazing Combustion Girl is going to have to be updated with a Samuel Grant image to replace the one with Jonathan Berkeley. So there is a season 3 now Windy City poster that will be coming out once we get it all coordinated and set up. So that's all good. If you want to check out some good content, look over here. We got a list of friends. Considering how long this episode is going to run, expect me to be raiding Macabre Derek right after the stream ends, because we're actually finally going to run into his stream time so we can raid Macabre Derek. And if he's not started by the time we do, just pop over to him, because he comes on right after us, puts on a good vampire game. It's pretty dark and visceral. So do that. I know I'm forgetting. Verlin's going to do the schedule.
Yep, I'm going to do the schedule.
I'll turn that to her.
All right. So today is the 25th of April that this airs. And tomorrow on the 26th, Monday, we will be hosting Tamshu over at Onyx Path, running his Weird West Chronicle over there. It is a Chronicles of Darkness, Dark Eras 2 campaign he is running over there on Onyx Path. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we will be hosting that here. If you happen to tune into our channel, one click will take you over to Onyx Path, so you can watch it there. It's really weird stuff. It's Chronicles of Darkness, New World of Darkness stuff that is basically set in Arizona with aliens and bad stuff happening to these poor people out in Arizona just trying to survive. And then he's back here on our channel, McStabber Studios, Tamshu is, on the 27th with Darker Waters, our 7th Sea monthly campaign that he runs. It's a naval adventure that is set with, basically there's krakens and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of set within the Haunted Chronicles universe, but it has a lot of great fun in it, but it's also got its dark, twisty stuff too. So you'll want to tune in to check that out on Tuesday night. And then all the way until Saturday, May 1st, at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have Tiss running Blades in the Dark. It's going to be our next Blades in the Dark heist session. So join us for that at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Saturday. The Obsidian Syndicate get back together after their slide decided to seduce the Marks and make sure that they got paid for their services at that party that they stole jewelry from.
And that particular show has the Ivy Raven, Plague Winds, Shade, or Ebon Blade.
Ebon Blade, all folks that you have seen here in Windy City and me. And so basically it's a great game. It's set in the Blades of the Dark, Dusk of All setting, where it's a steampunk Victorian-inspired city that's always dark and powered by ghosts. And Tiss was even the Tremere van driver in Stories of Windy City, who had to drive the totally not a kidnap van that is going to end up being a piece of merchandise at some point on a t-shirt. And join us on the Discord. You can vote for Viewer XP for who you think deserves it for this season finale, and you will get announcements early for when we will be streaming our vignettes, our memoriams, and when we'll be coming back exactly for Windy City After Dark, because I announced them on Discord before I announced them on Twitter.
That's correct. And in the words of Chops, please, mental health is no joke. It is no laughing matter. It is a very serious subject. And please check in on those around you. Check in on those you know, your friends, your acquaintances, your loved ones. Even if you don't like the people, please check in on them. Because as we've seen with the extended McStabber family, that a lot of people aren't okay right now. And this needs to, we need to stop it. We need to address it and talk with these people and hopefully make a difference and help them get the help they need. And if you are somebody who suffers from mental health issues like myself, there is nothing wrong with seeking help, with talking to somebody about it, because sometimes you can't bear it alone, and you shouldn't have to bear it alone. And just talking to a friend sometimes can make all the difference in the world. And please reach out to those around you or get professional help if you need it, because that's what it is. That's what we're here for. And from the cast of this amazing group of players in this game, I'd like to thank you all once again for coming to the season 2 finale. And we will see you very soon with Windy City After Dark. Good night, everybody.
Good night.